All right, Mr. Eric, you ready?
I think so.
Dude, episode 131 of the Drag Driver Pete Show. Can you believe it?
How'd we get here?
Dude, we just keep doing it. Like,
Yeah.
that's what happens. It's you just keep going. So, all right, guys, welcome to episode 131 of the Drag Driver Pete Show presented by Summit Racing. Tonight, I've been saying we've had some bangers in the past, but bro, tonight is going to be a good one. I don't know if y'all know, but Mr. Ry Klemp clapped out on YouTube, the announcer for Southeast Street-N-Yeet. He's going to be here. We have basically put in like 90 minutes of time for him to tell stories from the event, from his own life, all this kind of fun stuff that we're going to have tonight. Plus, we're going to talk about the IHRA. That's going to be a fun one. Typically, don't talk about sanctioning bodies here, just what's going on over there. And then there's just a ton of event stuff coming up. So, Mr. Eric White, hit that intro. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Oh man. All right. Sorry. I was doing what I hope other friends will do. So go ahead and share that out there on Facebook land. Let them know we're live. Again, we're gonna have Ry Klemp on tonight. I'm excited about this. It's gonna be a good one. I don't we got to get to work. I can't just jaw jack around in here while we're getting ready. So all right guys, my name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of the show here and the news that happens on the weekends. Your source for news and entertainment, Drag and Drive community. It's what we talk about all the time. It's all we talk about here at Drag Drive Repeat. My Mr. Co-host right over here, my right-hand man, Mr. Eric White. Tell him what you got going on, dude.
I am Eric White, co-host of the show and news. Everything drag, drive, repeat related, circuit related, artwork for other events. But lately, still been hammering away at the 6 summer photos. Just released some more about 30 minutes ago. So that was the end of day 2 at Great Lakes Dragway. Next up is going to be route stop photos after that. So just hammering away.
I hope people saw it, and they may not have as they were getting in here for the live stream, but I changed the profile photo from one of the new releases. Bro, you killed it with the Lamar Swindell photo. It's just like, it's crisp, man. It's just, I loved it. I had to throw that up there. I try and change it up whenever you post out a new one, but you got to let me know beforehand. Say, hey, this would be a good one, because I hate how Facebook drops the profile picture post. Because obviously it's a post that it's making, but like, you drop the photos and then I drop the profile pic. I got to do that. We got to do that opposite. I don't want it to ruin any run that your thing has. But man, that was such a good photo of Lamar Swindell and whoever was backing him up. That was a great shot there. So appreciate that, dude. That's probably 500 photos you've posted in there for that event, maybe.
Yeah, for days 0, 1, and 2 so far, probably. Might be even more than that already.
Man, that's so crazy. That is so crazy. All right, let me get my notes out here. We'll talk about all the fun stuff that's coming up, because there is a bunch of it. Well, guys, you know who we are, but we want to say thank you to all of you guys out there, our race car friends that are helping us make this thing bigger and bigger and bigger. We have a huge year planned for 2026, but first we got to get through PRI. So we're hoping that you guys will see us there. And if you're not there, we're going to see you on the live stream making comments. We're going to have somebody running the computer while we're there, putting comments up on the screen and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for being here, guys. We appreciate it. We got big stuff that's going to be announced at PRI for our race car friends. And thank you to our sponsors that make all of this possible. We appreciate them so much. 2025 has been an insane year. So as you're doing some shopping over the next, 48 to 72 hours here, as people have some specials that will be coming out, make sure you're trying to shop at some of these guys. At least shop over there, look and see if they've got anything that would fit your build and stuff. So Summit Racing, Deech Works, Molly Motorsport, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, Avco Racing Products, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV. If you want to watch some exclusive stuff from us over there, WAF Racing, who's going to be in our booth with us, Sweet Patina with the best hand cleaning wipes on the market, and then Racing Junk Classifieds, of course, the official buy sell trade here of Drag Driver Pete. And then Summit Racing, I don't know, dude, 60 years almost.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Started at Speed Legacy, began in 1968. It's a one-man startup and is now the world speed shop with 4 facilities. They fuel your passion, save you money, deliver fast, and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands, more than 1 million SKUs, I think is what they have. It's insane when you're over there shopping. Make sure you download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram for all your social media stuff. Or if you're like me, when you're wrenching in the shop or you're driving somewhere, you have the podcast on. I listen to the On All Cylinders podcast all the time. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. You can find everything at summitracing.com, or we ask that you use the Drag Driver Pete affiliate link as you hop over in there. Doesn't change any of the way you shop or anything or any of the deals, but it will help them. It helps show them that they're spending their money in the right way. And we sent you over there. One thing that I know you're going to be shopping for is this deal right here. This is not even released yet, bro. This is pretty awesome. Black Friday Burnout. They're going to release these. I said, yeah, 11:28, 12:01 a.m. All the specials will get released for this. This is going to be a big deal. From what we see now, we know what this says behind the specials revealed 11:28. We know what that says. You guys are going to want to do some shopping over there. And, of course, while you're over there taking advantage of the specials, dude, you got to grab one of them Drag Driver Pete shirts, Summit branded hoodies, T-shirts, big brim hats, and there's more stuff coming, and I'm excited about what we got going on over there. So summitracing.com, we appreciate them and all the support they give us here at Drag Driver Pete. All right, sir. Speaking of Drag Driver Pete, let's talk about some updates. I see a bunch of folks in here already. I do want to let you know Ry Klemp is going to be on at about half past the hour here. So we're going to be about 20 minutes. So he comes on with us, and then it's all Ry from there on. It's going to be awesome. So hang tight with us, make some comments, tell us where you're calling in from, or calling in from. What the heck?
I know we got faces for radio, but come on now.
Yeah, right. All right. So here's the biggest deal we've had so far with leading up to the end of the year. Deech Works is back, baby, in 2026, and they're doubling down on their commitment to Drag Driver Pete. So if you're looking for a fuel system, guys, please go hit them. They've got Black Friday sales. They've got all kinds of stuff going on right now. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a big deal. So we've been talking to Mark a bunch. He loves what we're doing over here. We love what they're doing over there. And obviously, as we begin to build out, your Mustang, as I upgrade the old truck, all the stuff that comes along with all that, these guys are great for that because you got to have fuel, right? So they are going to not only be a brand sponsor for us here at Drag Driver Pete, which is what they do now. And we can go into what all that means later, but they're also going to be doing a bunch of giveaways next year. They really want to help provide for the community that's out there. We're really excited for that. They want to do drawings. They want to do giveaways. They want to do special raffle stuff. All the kind of things that can help drag and drive racers be better drag and drive racers. So I just ask that when you guys are at PRI, please go by there, say hi, say thanks, all that kind of cool stuff. Also, when you see them post on social media, man, hit the thumbs up button on there, please, for me. I'd appreciate that. But also, not only are they going to help with all of the stuff we do here around our brand, but they're also going to feed a bunch of racers. So we have a Feed the Racers sponsorship package available for the Street and Strip series, which is our 3 events held at Tulsa Raceway Park. They're going to take care of all that. So we're going to do, depending on the event, we're going to do breakfast or we're going to do lunches for these guys. So that's going to be taken care of. So, I like to eat. I think that is one thing we don't do enough of in drag and drive is take time to eat. And then also, they're going to be the sponsor for the racer party at the circuit. I can't wait. It's so exciting. Love that they're here. And I hope this means that Mark is going to bring the car over to the circuit and really give Brian Acton the run for his money on the 850 stuff. So it's going to be freaking awesome. Thank you so much to Deechworks, guys. If you have a chance, please go over, drop them a line, tell them thank you for doing what they do for us. We appreciate that a whole bunch. And man, dude, we're 2 weeks
Yes.
today. Like, we will be at PRI in 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks from today, we'll be setting up our booth. That's exciting. Nerve-wracking.
We'll already be set up. We will be drinking beer right now in 2 weeks.
That's true. We'll probably be doing a live stream, walking around.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, that we may do a show early. But you know what? That's probably not a bad idea. Is to go get dinner and then come back and kind of walk the hall and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
That'd be awesome. And then, of course, tomorrow morning in 2 weeks, so in 15 days, we're going to be doing the Drag and Drive Awards presented by Summit Racing, room 235. I'm telling you, people, come on. We want to hang out with a bunch of our race car friends one last time. December 11th, Thursday at 11 a.m. And yeah, Dirty Panda is going to be there too with us. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right. And then, of course, the circuit update. The update for that is that Deechworks is going to be our racer party. I said race car sponsor, but racer party sponsor for the circuit 2026. This is a big deal. This is the racer party is something that's not done a ton in Drag and Drive, but it's I don't know. I think it's what sets us apart, man, to be honest. Like, I'm really trying to level up this year and go really fast. Go-karts is the plan. We had a blast in 24 with go-karts. We had a really good time bowling and all the video games in 25, but 2024 was crazy with the oh man, it's crazy with the go-karts. Mark Campbell in here saying, I'll be at the circuit, maybe 8th mile go fast or 850 class, to be determined.
I mean, bring it on.
I love it. And dude, there's been some serious trash talk the last couple days on about the circuit stuff. There's been some people like, hey, I'm coming for that 8th mile quickest time. You know, Jim Parkinson's 2 years in a row has made the shirt for the next year because he's been the quickest quarter or 8th mile guy. Can he do it again? I don't know. If he is, he's going to have to turn it way up. So it's going to be that's going to be awesome. And then, of course, I couldn't pass up telling you guys this real quick. So Youth Services of Tulsa sent me an email. I think it's probably part of a big newsletter that they send out, but I thought it was really cool because that's who we supported with the Circuit 2025, and that's who's going to be supported with the Circuit 2026 as well. So Youth Services of Tulsa, they said, just to give you an idea, here's a snapshot of our work numbers in the past year. 238 teens were given a safe place in our emergency adolescent shelter. 123 young people transitioned out of homelessness into an apartment. Pretty freaking awesome. 590 youth were served in our drop-in center called the Station, which is like food and like a hangout area. 731 middle and high schoolers attended the coffee house on a Saturday night throughout the year. 665 youth received mental health support through our counseling program. Bro, that's awesome. 133 young people were assisted in returning to the community from secured locked placement in the juvenile justice system. Pretty interesting. I appreciate them doing that work. And then 10 clients were employed in our social enterprise T-Town Tacos, offering them critical job skills training that help move them towards self-sustainability. Pretty freaking cool, man.
Yeah, all that is incredible.
Yeah, that's why I love all of that. That's why I love the Youth Services of Tulsa. It's just, man, they're really helping that age bracket of kids that are, 7-year-olds need help too, but like that 14 to 18 or 20-year-old kid doesn't know what to do yet. So, this really helps them a bunch, and that's why we support the Youth Services of Tulsa with the circuit.
Absolutely.
And probably the Street and Strip series too, unless there's another charity that we're going to help with the Motorama events. Anyways, all right. Let's do we need any comments we need to go over?
No, I think we're doing good.
Okay, cool. All right, man, hit it up.
Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. Driven Racing Oil is built for the demands of drag and drive racing. GP1 delivers consistent protection from the burnout box to the highway miles and in between. From classic hot rods to modern boosted builds, GP1's Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil and race proven additives keep engines alive for the long haul. You guys know DDR10 gets you a 10% discount on anything on the Driven Racing Oil website. And follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Driven Racing Oil. You can see what events they're going to be at, and they will be at PRI. So if you're going to be there, stop by and take a look, see what they got, chat with those guys, and we'll see them there.
Mm-hmm. I'm pumped.
And
we should have had the booth number in here. I'm sorry I didn't put that in there.
Yep. So we already talked about it. PRI is in 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks we will be there. Booth 4611 is where we're going to be at. If you haven't seen that, we've been blasting it on social media. We've got interviewees coming by the booth. We will be at sponsor booths. Like, come on by, hang out, see everything we've got going on in the booth. It's going to be super exciting.
Yeah, and we've got a ton of people coming. I think I got 12 lanyard or 12 tickets inside or something like that. So we've got a bunch of folks that are going to be coming down. We'll be making posts about those leading up. Actually, I'm going to start that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Putting those out there. All right, man, go ahead.
And then the countdown off season.
Sorry.
Sick week is 67 days away.
Bro, how crazy is that off season?
So there ain't much of an off season, but 67 days is coming up quick.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Skylar James in here. I don't know if you showed this a while ago, but he said if you're going to PRI, make sure you stop by and do a meet and greet with the Eric White. That's what they call him at work because, if y'all don't know this, Eric is a big deal everywhere he goes. PRI, anything with Drag Driver Pete, and of course, his regular daily job.
Appreciate you, Skylar.
All right. Do it.
Dates for Drag Drive Repeat events. The Mother Road Mayhem, which we've talked about, the single day event, that is coming up Sunday, April 12th. Again, that is at Tulsa. Then the Circuit 2026, April 30th through May 3rd. So just a couple weeks after that. And then the Mid-America Nationals 2-lane throwdown, Saturday, June 20th. And then Main Street Muscle, August 2nd. So we've got some pretty nice names there. I like how you've went out and kind of got some unique names to those. That's going to be fun.
Well, I was trying to, kind of jazz it up a little bit. The Mid-American Nationals deal is going to be really cool because it is the largest Ford and Shelby meet in the world. And so they're going to be at Tulsa along Route 66 in June. Like, you can't get a better timeline than what's going to happen there. Saturday for them is a Ford and Shelby powered only afternoon event. So it starts at 4:00. So that morning we're doing what's called Motorama, which is like I hate to say cars and coffee because it's more than that, but it's kind of like that. It's a car show, cruise in. There's going to be some burnouts. There's going to be all this kind of stuff, open test and tune, all of that. So it's like it started life as a test and tune for the Ford and Shelby guys that wanted to get there early. But this is like a full 4-day deal. Claremore, Oklahoma. This is one of the biggest events on Route 66, and we're going to be right in the middle of it with a 2-lane throwdown on Saturday. So we're gonna race that morning. We're going to do some passes. We're going to make a drive, and then we're going to come back and do some more passes, and then the Fords take over. And so we'll see if we can get some grudge races going on.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And then the final one, which I'm really excited about, is the Heads Up Hustle Showdown 2025 with the Midwest Drag Race Series, September 11th and 12th. We talked about this a couple weeks ago now, and dude, I'm excited for this one. The Facebook event has been created, so that is available now. We're really looking forward to this event, and like we always say, showcasing how fast street cars are. That's going to be fun in front of all the Midwest Drag Race Series, not only racers, but spectators as well.
Yeah, last year they had like 15,000 spectators, I think is what the count was over the weekend, and we're going to be right in front of them with a bunch of drag and drive guys, and with the like the unlimited class or whatever, the streetcar class, what we're calling it. You start talking about some guys running. These are quarter mile classes, sixes and sevens in front of a crowd like that just watched pro mods, like these guys are gonna be like, wait, hold on. These guys drove 100 miles this morning.
Yeah.
What's going on here? So it should be pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. It's gonna be a ton of fun.
Yep. US 131 Motorsports Park up there in Martin, Michigan, probably one of the most beautiful tracks in the country. It's gonna be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Gonna be amazing.
And in other news here, I don't know if you saw this, but Sick the Mag has been hinting around at maybe doing a weekend event. Is kind of what I was getting from the post. Derek posted today with a question: if Sick did a weekend event and limited it to 100 cars, what would the classes be? So kind of curious to see what's going to come of that. Obviously, they've got their one-off events, but all of their events are week-long events. So it's kind of get the feeling they're going to dabble into some weekend stuff.
Well, and they've done a little bit of that with the NMCA replacement events, but it's not really like what we would consider like a big time drag and drive. So for them to sign up for something like that, I think would be awesome. I've been messaging some of my friends that are close within that group, and nobody knows anything. They're like, "Hey, PRI, you're going to be watching for it. There's a big release going on there." So it's exciting, man. Like when you start thinking about events and drag and drive stuff and like what has become over the last few years. So 10 years ago, it was Drag Week was really the only thing that announced at PRI, which we're hoping that Mike Galembi can give us all that stuff Thursday morning. But now, like, do you wait for PRI to announce that stuff? We're luckily like Redwood Rally and Drop the Hammer is willing to wait to give us that exclusive drop. But like in the future, do you need to get your stuff out now, even though your registration isn't opening up for a few weeks or months? We're still 2 months from our registration opening for the circuit.
Right.
So it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Bring it on is what I say. That's what I say all the time. Bring it on. I'm ready. All right. J-Wire Solutions, our next segment here. So expert car and marine wiring solutions you can trust. J-Wire Solutions can wire and plumb your hot rod, your race car, your drag and drive car, your boat, your truck, your whatever, snowblower. They got parts for snowblowers. Dude, there was a snowblower the other day on Marketplace here in Northwest Arkansas, and I was like, what idiot would have a snowblower here in this area? We get no snow, and if it is here, it's here for 2 days. So
I'll trade you.
Yeah, right. Bring it on, man. But they offer a ton of other products other than just wiring your car. They offer all kinds of stuff like the heater bypass block off, which reminded me as I was writing this note, there's still water in your race car, guys. So if you need to go out and change that, drain it or something.
Yeah, especially if you're around here by me, we're already 30, 35 degrees today was the high.
No way. Kill me.
Well, actually, when I woke up this morning, there was a light dusting of snow on the ground already.
Nope. Out. That's why people are snowbirds, man. I'd be gone already. When it hit last time, I'd already been gone. Well, big shout out to Jay. If you guys have any wiring questions, he's our go-to guy all the time. I always ask him all that kind of stuff. But I want to talk about IHRA, bro. These dudes have spent mountains of money this year pushing the motorsports community forward in just about every kind. Boats, drag boats, offshore racing boats, tractor pools, now a stock car series. What else are they part of? Obviously drag racing, and then there's something else in there too.
Tractor pool, did you say that?
Yeah, I got tractor pool. I don't know. Huge list. But today they announced that they have completed the acquisition of WDRA. And if you guys will remember, a few years ago, that split was brutal for the community. It was IHRA tracks trying to figure out if they were doing WDRA and IHRA and all this kind of stuff. It was a pretty wild moment. So now they are back together, and it sounds pretty cool. It sounds like they have figured out, and they're going to work together. Everybody that was at WDRA is now under the IHRA umbrella. So it's going to be kind of interesting. I did make a few notes here. When Daryl bought IHRA, they kind of partnered up with them and the WDRA was handling all the sportsman classes, which are obviously under the professional classes. So not pro mod, but like top sportsman, top dragster, all that kind of stuff. And any other sportsman class, I'm sure they've got a ton of them. I don't know any of those names. I think I remember us talking about that, and I didn't know their names then.
Right.
Shows how much studying I've done since then. So it's going to be kind of cool. They said it's built around supporting member tracks and bracket racers. That's what this next little slide is. You guys saw this today. If you didn't see this, you weren't on Facebook and you weren't looking at car stuff. It says for racers, for tracks, and for the sport, IHRA Sportsman Series. So they've rebranded all of the WDRA pages to IHRA Sportsman Series. So they kept all that stuff, which I think is really smart. Instead of shutting those pages down, they kept all that, and they're going to keep that same kind of content and context over there on those pages. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Daryl, dude, my note says rapid expansion continues. This is it's pretty wild. They've got, since last year at PRI, I think they've bought 7 or 8 tracks. The Outlaw Nitro Series has been crazy, watching those guys, seeing all the people come into Pro Mod for there, all the huge payouts at Pro Mod. And then this next one, I'll let you read this one. I thought this was crazy to think about as we move into 2026.
Which one are we on?
Yeah, number 3 there. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought this was kind of interesting too. WDRA, they had 62 sanctioned tracks previously. With this acquisition, they now have 117 tracks across US, Canada, Aruba, Australia, and New Zealand.
Yeah.
That's like almost doubled.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty wild. It says they're the most the largest global sanctioning body. Just like, dude, think about 3 months ago, we were not even thinking about this.
Right.
That's how you can do things. 117 tracks are now under IHRA sanctioning body, which is really pretty crazy if you begin to think about what can happen with that, rules and support for the tracks and all that kind of stuff. Just from an insurance standpoint, that can save a ton of money for insurance. So the more people you have on insurance, generally the less insurance is, as long as not everybody's claiming stuff and all that. So it should be pretty cool. Plus it'll give them a very large resource of people to lean on. As big as like the sanctioning bodies are, I was trying to think of like who I've talked to, being as involved in Tulsa as I am, like who all I've talked to at other tracks and all that as it goes along throughout the years. And there's really like, I don't know, I don't talk to many other track owners except for like, big shout out to Carl and Craig Blanton. They're huge friends and great supporters of the brand for a long time. But I think this will really help grow the sport itself, whatever motorsports sport that is, because you will be able to lean on so many more people. So pretty interesting acquisition there.
Yeah. And then sounds like at PRI, there will be a meeting that's going to set the tone for 2026. That's going to be Friday, December 12th from 11 to noon in room 234, which is right next to where we will be. So it says that the IHRA is hosting a dedicated PRI session to outline timelines, benefits, and opportunities under the new unified model, and it's expected to give clarity for operators and racers. So pretty interesting. If you're into that, you definitely want to check that out at PRI.
Yep. And so we'll be doing our awards on Thursday. So you guys already know where all this stuff is going to be. And then you go up on Friday morning, 11 to noon, room 234, right next door. So, we're just going to set the stage for that area for a bunch of people to be in. I'm sure more people are going to go to IHRA because they're all going to stand there and be like, what the heck? What are you doing?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, let me show this because this was hilarious, and I hope it doesn't offend anybody at IHRA, but this is hilarious. So our boy Dirty Panda today put this together. It's Daryl as Thanos, with the gauntlet is like the drag boat race. Hang on, let me make it big here. It's got the drag boat racing. It's got outlaw truck and tractor pulling, offshore power boats, stock cars, WDRA, and drag boats as the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, that's pretty
Thought that was
hilarious.
pretty funny. Yeah. Good job on that. He posted another meme that's probably too mean for me to post, being that I'm involved with some tracks that may not like it. So I thought this was pretty cool. I did hear that somebody had said in a message that they think that IHRA has probably spent more than $200 million this year on tracks and sanctioning bodies and things like that. So huge investment in the community. So big shout out to that. All right, let's do the ad read for Molly, and then bring in Mr. Ry Klemp and start this process down here tonight.
All right, let's do it. Attention, racers and high performance enthusiasts. Are you ready for your next engine build? If so, there's no better time than right now to check out Molly Motorsports all-in-one Power Pack piston kits. With over 1,200 application, these kits come complete with pistons, rings, wrist pins, and clips, all designed to work together. Visit mollymotorsports.com for more details. For our podcast listeners, Molly is spelled M-A-H-L-E. And for our PRI attendees, go check out Molly at PRI and check out those Power Pack piston kits.
Yep. And you know how car guys' brains are? Like, why do I remember that their booth number is 1601, but I can't remember what Driven's booth number is? Like, why do I remember that? So booth 1601 in the green hallway for Molly Motorsport. Go there, say hi to Eric and Scott and Alec. All right. Let's bring in Mr. Ry Klemp. This is probably one of my favorite photos right here of him. He sent this over the other day. This dude, I put on the thumbnail, the mouth of the Southeast Street-N-Yeet on the bottom, but I think we're going to have a great time tonight. So if you guys don't know, we're going to get to know Ry Klemp. We're going to find out about Southeast Street-N-Yeet. We're going to give you guys some serious FOMO that weren't there, like guys like me that weren't there. We're going to learn all of that stuff. So Mr. Ry Klemp, let me move all of this stuff. Let me get it shifted around here. Let's make you big. Dude, tell us what's going on, who you are, what you do, all that kind of fun stuff.
How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, I'm on a backup microphone, so I had to kind of scramble to get all this put together. I'm doing good. Happy early Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah, right. I'm excited we did this tonight. Eric I'd asked last week, should we do this? And he was like, yeah, we ain't got nothing else going on Thursday. I said, right. Okay, I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah, so I'm glad you're here, man. This is going to be really kind of fun. I want to talk about BMX bikes, but I want to talk about those later because I did some stalking today, man. I was
there's
like,
a lot going on in this garage. It's kind of it's sometimes it's a distraction. Honestly.
Hey, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with kicking up and riding your bike around the neighborhood a little bit if you need a break from car stuff for a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so. Dude, do you do this every day, all day? Like, do you have a day?
So my backstory for those who don't know, I retired from the Marine Corps after almost 21 years of service in 2021. I was in the aviation side over there, and the whole time growing up, I'm from North Carolina originally. I left right after high school, joined the Marine Corps, and traveled the whole world and saw everything. And during the whole time, try to remain as actively involved in racing in every way, shape, or form. Like, I was the kid that was rebuilding cars in the barracks and stuff like that, getting yelled at for it. And so that's always just kind of been just turning wrenches in one. If there's racing, I want to be involved. And that's basically it. So that's been my whole career in automotive. Like, I always try to keep that military and the automotive side like separate, never like use that as like a foot in the door or nothing. I wanted my automotive resume to stand alone. You know what I mean? Yeah. And while I was on active duty, I rarely talked about it. But now, like, hey, where's this guy kind of coming from all of a sudden? Yeah. Well, that's why. So that's why my beard's gray, and I've had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So hang on. So you said 21 years. You got out in 2021.
Yes.
When did you graduate?
I graduated high school in 2000.
Oh man, we're like the same age.
Yeah. So that whole.
I look way older than you do, but.
Well, that's why I'm wearing a hat. That's why we're all wearing hats, right? Yeah.
Right.
No, I had
my 5 head just keeps going.
I kind of wanted to. I knew if I went to college, like I was gonna just party my ass off, and like, I called the recruiter at the end of my junior year, and I was like, "Hey, what do I got to do?" So rolling in my senior year, I was on easy street. Like I just skated my whole senior year, and I looked at it as a way to just kind of like learn a skill and kind of see what I wanted to do. And I grew up going to Roxborough Motorsports Park in Roxborough, North Carolina. Like that was the first track I ever made a pass down. I think the first track I ever went to in my life was Great Lakes Dragaway, actually.
Oh,
so
cool.
Let me just. The reason I don't have the North Carolina accent is not to go too deep into it. I moved around my whole childhood for various reasons, like born in Wisconsin, California, Indiana, Dallas, Texas, North Carolina. So that's nice. Every north, south, east, west, all of it. So joined the Marine Corps, and just like any typical, it's such a cliche thing. Now it's usually Chargers and Challengers or 5th gen, 6th gen Camaros, but for me it was Mustangs. You enlist and then you get a Mustang, right? And that's what I ended up getting, and that's what the car. It's not in here right now, but it's still with me, and that turned into, I believe it was around like 2000. It was 2013 where I really started paying attention to drag and drive more so than just drag racing. Grew up in North Carolina, and racing in North Carolina is very easy. We're so fortunate here in the Southeast for what we have for racetracks. Like,
blows my mind.
I mean, dude, you guys were talking about the weather. It's 78 degrees outside today. Like, I charged up a whole bunch of RC cars, and I was like, let's go have some fun and just tear some stuff up. Like, screw working on these things. And then from there, I was stationed in California for about 8 years. And it's different out there. If those have lived on the East Coast and West Coast, and it's people who think that the automotive culture in California is dead because of how hard it is to be a car guy. It's not hard to be a car guy. It's a very different culture. It's entirely different than what we do here with drag and drive, obviously, and drag racing in the Southeast. But car culture is alive and well out there. But so like, I've traveled all over the place, and this whole time, this Mustang has been dragged along with me, and I deployed from out on the West Coast, and that's when I discovered drag and drive. And I went in Afghanistan, like I was downloading all the Drag Week live feeds on a hard drive, like when we had access to the internet. And then I would lay in my rack at night and watch the Drag Week, like replays, like old football tapes. Like, and that's when, dude, small block street race power adder class, like that was the 850 class as it's become known now. That was my jam, and I learned the who's, the boys out of Texas, John Dotson, Deutscher, rest in peace to Randall Reed. Like, the guys out of Texas were the dudes to beat in that category. Like, they put on a clinic, and I do what we do. You know, you track them down on social media, and you ask them all the questions, bug the shit out of them, and built my car around that, and I moved back to the East Coast and made it a lot easier to begin drag racing again. And my car and my program grew exponentially quick. And the Mustang grew into what it is. Well, the last iteration was a turbo LS small block deal built to assault 850 class. And the one year I went in 2018, my first year to Drag Week, first one I ever did. We finished, had a lot of hard luck, but ended up I don't even know where we placed in class. That was the one where we just wanted to go just to get it done. Right? 2019 was right here in our backyard. It started at Virginia Motorsports Park. And that was the year that I was like, I'm going to win. I'm going to be competitive. And it was a one and done on day one. And I punted it into the stands. Like, the trans brake didn't hold the car. I rolled the beams and panicked. And I came back around. I begged Lonnie Grimm. I'm like, please give me another shot. And then a bunch of other racers, it was a one and done deal. Like, he stood his ground, rightfully so. And that was when I realized as a person, like, how competitive I can be, because I was pissed, and I treated it like any other race. I'm like, whenever I'm a first round loser, I'm going home. Like, my house is 2 hours away, and I got no, it's drag and drive, like the spirit and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, this is going to potentially cost me thousands. I'm going home. And then the next day I'm sitting there watching the live feed, like,
why did I go home?
Yeah. I'm like, man.
Yeah, Jeremy Ortiz, another 850 killer in here, says 850 is a cool kids class.
It is.
Sure, man, we love it.
Tough category though, and that's when I realized like it's if you want to go there to win, you got to be on the ball day one the whole way.
Yeah.
And that's such a tough class. And it's you got to go in there with that. I think I can't remember who said it. It was said very recently. I think it was Devin, maybe potentially, but you got to go in there. If you have the drag and drive mindset, you're either going to have fun or you're going to be competitive, because sometimes those two don't go together. The fun thing can always happen. It's going to suck, but it's going to be fun. But like when it gets competitive, if you really want to make the sacrifices, it may not be fun. And that was a year that I was like, well, this isn't fun anymore. I'm going home. Yeah. I still catch flack for it, but it's like, dude, if you're a bracket racer and you lose, like you're not going to stick around and support your crew. You're going home. You're
not hanging out. Yep.
So that was my mindset. But yeah, so then that was my introduction into drag and drive. And it's kind of been my mindset on how I build cars. And that reputation kind of grew here locally for me, with that attention to detail that is obviously necessary to make a car survive on the street. Going down a track is almost secondary at that point. And yeah, I kind of grew a reputation for having that attention to detail, which I think a little bit of the military background and aviation background and a little bit of whatever.
Yeah, if you're working on stuff, if you're working on aviation stuff, that's pretty important that things are right.
Yeah. On the aviation side, I was an airframes mechanic. So metal smithing, like I worked on CH-53 Echoes. They're getting phased out now. It's an aircraft that's been around since dang near Vietnam era, but they're big rigs in the sky. They're semi trucks. And I get a little nostalgic thinking about them. Like, I don't ever want to work on another one again, but like, we call them shitters. Like that's, I don't know if we can cuss on here or not, but that's what they're called because they leak all the time and it looks like a diesel truck rolling coal when they're flying through the sky. But man, you need to pick up your house, they can move it. That's a
workhorse. Yeah.
It's an animal. But that's,
oh, cool.
Yeah. Your attention to detail, because like, you can't pull over on the side of the road. You know what I mean? Mistakes get made. People potentially could get really hurt or worse. So that mindset gets driven home quite a bit, and it's paid off for sure.
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that basically brings us up to current day. Like I retired from the Marine Corps. I'm a stay-at-home father now, and I have 3 kids and a beautiful wife, and who's my sugar mama, and I play with race cars. Like I said,
sweet.
If there's racing there, I want to be involved in one way or another.
Aaron Roberts says they mark their territory.
They do. It's a cliche statement. It's been said about a lot of things, but if you ever get on a CH-53 and it's not leaking, get off because it's empty.
I've driven cars like that, so yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yep.
Park in a different spot every day. Okay, still oil dripping on the ground. That side's fine.
And keep all the oil on the outside. It's easier to check that way.
Yeah.
Right. So, how did you get into announcing for Street-N-Yeet?
Oh man, so I've become friends over the years just through I think I just kind of like bugged him enough. Eric Yost, Biggin of Customs by Biggin out there in Mooresville.
Yep.
Back in I think we've crossed paths a million different times, and then I saw him on the old Drag and Drive stuff, and I'm like, man, this is a guy. The reason I gravitated towards him is because he's not just a drag racer. He's got a tremendous resume in NASCAR. One of the smartest individuals in the automotive space that I know. And he has this unique ability to come up with simple solutions to the most creative problems or unusual problems. But that's a long way to... Give me your question again. I do this a lot. I derail. I'm sorry.
How'd you get into announcing for Street-N-Yeet?
I was going to circle back to that. I knew where I was going. So I was writing my love note story my love note to Biggin. Biggin became involved at the track in Mooresville, and that was a stop last year on Southeast Street-N-Yeet. And it was drag and drive. Sounds like a fun time. I wasn't signed up for it or anything like that. And I've known Devin through, again, just racing here in North Carolina through mutual friends. And I literally just went to go hang out and kind of get in where I fit in and see if Biggin needed some help. And he put me up in the tower, said, can you help us? We need someone in the tower just to kind of like call the lanes or nothing like that. And up until that day, they didn't have an official announcer for Street-N-Yeet. They were just using the track announcer. So literally just radio call. And I got up there and I asked for the standings. And leading up to this, it'd been kind of like a crappy couple days. I think they had a rain out, the weather was crappy, and some of the racers were just kind of having a bad time. So the vibe rolling into Mooresville, and this was day 3, was kind of just a little bit down. So I jumped in the tower and just started calling out cars and lanes, and I'm looking at the stats and the standings, and I start talking about what I'm seeing here, and I'm looking across, and I realize, like, dude, there's 4 different cars across different categories. We got a pickup truck, we got a big block turbo Mustang, I got a car on 235s and something else, and they're all in contention for the overall win of the whole thing.
Nice.
Like, yeah. And this is only a little over 100 cars. It's not a. Yeah. So the story's unfolding in front of me, and I start talking about it, and like, the vibe kind of changed in the whole place. And then like I started seeing the same like fast racers come around, and they're making hot laps, and then I'm getting text messages from people, and I started just telling the story of like what I was seeing on the paper in front of me. And leading up to this, obviously I'm passionate about the drag and drive. I can talk about what I've seen on the road, and I walked around talking stories, but the one thing I forgot was Devin and Laura, when they started Southeast Street-N-Yeet, they made it a thing like, we don't publish the standings.
Oh yeah,
just
jerks.
don't. So just,
I love it though. I love it.
Don't ask, period.
Yeah.
And so everybody's just like, all right, we just don't. And I speculated. I think the biggest reason is they just don't want to be bothered, right? Like, just don't ask.
Well,
that's all. Because if you got 200 racers, you may think only a handful of people. That handful is only 25. If I ask you the same questions 25 times a day, it's going to get old. So,
well, and the other side is the competitive side. Like, you're going to lay your shit out. You're not going to lay back for anything because you don't know where everybody else stands.
Yeah. Yeah. So the mystery of it, I think, rolling into 2 days, everybody not knowing, and then all of a sudden the realization of like, people are going like CJ Cave came in that morning going, I don't know if we're going to finish or not. Like, I don't even know where I'm at in class. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, dude, you're about to fucking win. And he doesn't even know.
Didn't know, yeah.
And there's just, that happened to so many other racers that just like, I had no idea where I was in class. So it kind of became this, when the vibe changed and everything, and then Devin and Laura came in the tower after like a couple hours of it, and they said, hey, you're okay at this, would you like to come join us at Shady Side and help wrap this thing up? And I called my wife and asked for permission. I'm like, hey, like, they want to actually, I'm going to leave a drag strip with more money than I came in with for once. Like, that never happens. Even when
you're paying me? What?
Yeah. So, went down to Shady Side, and unfortunately got rained out that day, but I mean, just 2 days and only a little over 100. I don't even know how many were on that roster last year.
Yeah, I think it was like 160 or something like that, 150 something. I don't know.
I don't know what it was about. Like, just within 2 days of it, I was able to put together and formulate a story. Like, just pick up the numbers or look at the numbers and just go, this is amazing. And I felt like if nobody was talking about it, nobody was going to hear about it. It was getting covered, but really people are just looking at stat sheets, and nobody was telling the stories. And then I think that the reason I enjoyed it, and it is because, go back to like what I was saying, like, I studied those old Drag Week tapes. I know the names. I know how good it feels to hear Brian Loans say my name and tell a little story about me and go back, and it's like when my dad would be like, hey, check it out, I'm in the paper, like, or like your kid brings something. You stick it on the refrigerator. You go home, you go back to your hotel at night, you find out, oh, what did he say about me on the live feed? And I know how it feels to hear that, and it feels good. So like, I mean, there's 175 racers or something that I think we started with, and like, I wish I could tell a story about every single one of them.
Yep. And I think that's what's most fun about what Eric and I get to do with this is, like, a lot of times if those guys didn't make a magazine, they weren't they didn't have any, there wasn't anything out there. So we have the chance to do that, and we need to do more of it for sure.
I think, like I said, I've been a racer on a drag and drive. Like, I've been on both sides, and I think that's why I enjoy telling the stories, because it's like, there's just so much stuff. I mean, we've sat in the parking lot on drag week and
Yeah.
BS, and I am a conversational bulldozer, dude. I can talk, and like I said, you've already seen it once. I will derail a conversation way down a rabbit hole. So sometimes I need you to bring me back. But I was going into this a little bit nervous, wondering if I was going to have enough time to fill this, and I'm already looking at it. It's like, oh,
bro,
we're
yeah,
damn near an hour.
We're
so
good, I
it'll be
promise.
fine.
The one question I have before we go into event winners is,
Yeah.
do you announce at any other events? Is there anything else out there that you're doing with stuff?
So I'm working with Corey Stamper. So Corey Stamper of Spooled Media is the official live feed presenter for Southeast Street-N-Yeet, and I know Corey he's done some no prep stuff in the past. He also does his YouTube channel, and we've crossed paths, and I see him in there right now. He is gonna have me, I believe, as the announcer coming up for the King of the South race. Potentially at Shady Side.
Dude, that's awesome.
I don't know if I just leaked that or if I'm supposed to wait until PRI.
I mean,
I'm not good at keeping secrets.
He said it.
Yeah, we all know
he said
which
the
one he's
baddest
talking about.
28-10-5 race in the country. That's exactly what I thought of.
That's insanely exciting for me.
Yeah.
Like I went to that race last year, and it was a madhouse. And Shady Side, it's the home track for Southeast Street-N-Yeet, and man, I hope it stays that way forever. I love the Buff family.
It's one of the
Side.
coolest tracks that's out there.
If you've never been, if you guys are listening to this and you come to North Carolina and you have the opportunity to attend an event or just go to a test and tune at Shady Side, it's one of the most beautiful little tracks. And it's like, I put it like this, again, we're fortunate in North Carolina to have what we have, right? I think we have I don't even know how many drag strips there are. There's too many to count.
100, I think.
But you have like these world-class facilities. You got ZMAX, and I don't know if it's still called Galat anymore since the IHRA acquisition.
It's Duran or something.
I mean, it used to be Dunn Benson. If you guys are back in the day, the only thing left of that track is the dirt it's on, because that place was a dump. But you have these world-class facilities like Galat and ZMAX are insane, right? And then it's like going to see Metallica at Dodger Stadium, right? Or Staples Center. It's going to be an amazing show, but you're going to be in the nosebleeds. You're not going to be able to get up close. But then sometimes you get to go to like a shitty little dive bar and see this rad blues band, and you're like, man, that dude's going to make it someday. And then that's it. Like that's Shady Side right there. And,
well, Wes Buck says sometimes things are better played in a honky tonk. And
yeah, man. It's
Shady Side's a honky tonk for sure.
It's such a great place. So I am beyond excited to be the voice behind arguably the biggest event that track puts on. Like I got goosebumps thinking about it. Like
it's going to be badass. And I want to give a shout out to Corey too, because like we were headed down to a cheer comp, so I listened to you. I basically live streamed the entire thing in the car in an earbud with it playing up on the the vent clip deal. I had it playing there as I'm driving down roads to Central Arkansas. I was like, the girls were saying something. I'm like, this is important.
Yeah, and I like I found that, man, I have respect for the guys like Derek Putnam and Adam Dory and Brian Loans, of course, that the guys that do this, then they're able to fill that dead space, because man, it's tricky. Like I'm really working on my process here, and it's one of those. I think we've talked about it, off air or off, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I'm trying to hone the process a little bit. Like going into Southeast Street-N-Yeet, I went in, I just had the list of cars and numbers. Like, so my first day, like cars coming up, I'm trying to, hopefully I pronounced the name right, and then I'm making a note, like I don't know what kind of. So when you go through and listen, like, why does he just keep calling everything a second gen or third gen or something? I had no make, model, year or nothing. Like, and then all my notes are just like, it was a bit of a mess, but a tremendous learning experience. Like, dude, by the end of the day 3, I think I barely slept at night before going into the final day, and I felt like the numbers in the matrix just rolling through my head like time slips. I'm like, oh, I got to wake up and sort that Excel spreadsheet. I'm like, dude, you have 5 hours before you got to be at the track. You're still good.
Oh yeah. But it's pretty awesome. The great thing I think about drag and drive racers is we really do have to lean on our storytelling and our knowledge of the cars that are there.
Yeah.
Where, I've done a few like color commentary and fill in for the guy while he goes to the bathroom, things at like bracket races or regular drag races. All the notes, all the names, all the car info. He's had it 22 years. He's, whatever.
Yeah.
All that stuff is all in there. It's not at Drag and Drive. They're literally putting a number in there when that person pulls up to the lanes, and that's all the info you get. Because it takes a ton of time to put all that info into all of that. And each track has a different system and way you can see the stuff.
Yeah, that's the other one
of the craziest things ever.
Trying to read timing systems was really that was a tough one to try to figure out each different track's layout, and it was definitely unique, and just learning how to operate. And you're literally operating in somebody else's house. What I thought was super sick, like how drastically different the 3 tracks were.
Oh yeah.
So we had Shady Side, which we love Shady Side, and then we went to Greer Dragway on day 2 in Greer, South Carolina. And if you've never been there, dude, that's a track in the middle of a city. Like, everywhere you look is a chain link fence, and it's someone's backyard all the way around this whole beautiful laser leveled concrete 8th mile drag strip. And it's a bad track, man. I will say that Greer, from start to finish, that track was like, I think they touched it 2-3 times. It was great.
Wow.
We had a great day at Greer. And then like the difference, you go into Carolina, again, beautiful track. Like it's groomed like a golf course. And
the towers in between those three completely different towers.
The tower, and this isn't a jab at him, the tower at Greer, it felt like a tree fort. Like, because the guy goes, watch your head when you go in here, you're kind of tall. And he was right. Like, I had to duck down, and you go up the stairs, and then you could have like closed it, and then that was the floor, like an attic door. It was sick. I love it.
Yeah, I think that is one thing that's fun for drag and drive announcers, is just being able to visit that many different tracks during a week. You get to hit so many different things.
The best seat in the house, obviously.
Hell yeah. Well, let's talk about some of those seats in the house. Let's move into some. So what we're going to do on the rest of this part is just kind of list the winners of each class. Big shout outs for getting this over. I appreciate all that. So just so folks know that are following the Drag and Drive World Champion Points series that's presented by Summit Racing that we will be awarding at PRI. I did get the numbers today. I will be putting all of that together. Probably not working tomorrow, but Friday I'll spend hours and hours and hours working on that Friday and Saturday, and hopefully we can put out some standings on Sunday, maybe Monday of next week, of what where everybody kind of finished the year and all that kind of stuff. So going to be kind of fun. Again, we're going to run through the winners of the 2025 Southeast Street-N-Yeet, and Ry is going to tell us fun stories about these guys if we remember, and if we don't, we're gonna keep rolling.
I got some
on
all this year.
Yeah, huge daily driver list here. Lots of folks in this class. I think I only did one page. Yeah, pretty cool.
Your daily driver category, your winner here at the top, Dustin Crane. And I mean, if we had, it would be cool to have pictures. Beautiful red, I believe an S14 240 with a 2J in it, and I think it was a 6-speed Ford Trans in it. So the daily driver rules, the category has, you have to have an overdrive transmission. I believe you have to have air conditioning, has to have a functional radio, and overdrive meaning it can't be a power glide with gear vendors. It's got to have a real overdrive. Wow. And there was a little bit of questionability around Mr. Crane's setup as to whether or not he met all the rules, but he does meet all the rules, in fact, and he actually drives that thing on a daily basis, from what I understand.
That's even cool.
I mean, you watch a car go up and go 540s, and somebody's like, yeah, it's my daily. I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure.
Like, imagine that dude's pulling out a Sonic at lunch. He's going to murder anything else on the street.
Yeah, it's sick. It's a sick car, and it's kind of a rolling science experiment. It's fully upholstered interior, and you have a Nissan with a Toyota motor and with a Ford transmission behind it. He has it dialed in and figured out for sure. And then number 2 there, Charles Barber, 590. He dipped into the 590s on it. That was the gentleman had a Hellcat. Making a Hellcat go 5s is not an easy button, but I will say it's kind of the easy button because it already comes with all the amenities as far as those daily driver features. And then number 3, Don Gatlin. I have to review my note real quick. I want to blue Chevy 2 Nova. So top 3 right there. I mean, you got an import, you got a modern Hellcat, and you have a beautiful blue Chevy 2, like 1964 Chevy 2 Nova, and that's your top 3 in daily driver. Like,
yeah,
that's sick.
And that's what's really cool about drag and drive to me, in my opinion, is just the ability to be able to have everything in that class. That class fits it for sure. But what's the setup? What's the formula for DYO?
Okay, so DYO, a lot of people don't understand. So I don't want to offend anybody. I'm when I say this, but the general consensus, a lot of drag and drive or heads up racers, is the bracket racing kind of sucks, right? Like, nobody wants to, like, I don't want to race in my rear view mirror, patting the gas, looking to, you know what I mean? So DYO kind of came about. It's like the anti-bracket racer bracket race. So you're allowed to break out, right? So I kind of what I try to do when I talk about this class throughout the week is just take the word bracket out of it and take index out of it and just call it a poker run. That's kind of what it is, right?
Okay.
So your day one sets your dial in. Whatever you turn in on day 1, you can go in and you claim your dial. And now you can go over or under that dial throughout the week. So you're based upon a deviation. So what this kind of accidentally, I think this kind of came out because, and this honestly got true. So at the end of the week, we'd have an actual bracket race with the top 8 in this class, right? And last year we were in the Tower of Shadyside, and we're talking, it was me and Devin and Seth, and Devin goes, wait, so can you just like stagger the tree? Like, Devin Vanderhoof literally had no idea that you could actually stagger a tree and do a real bracket start. He's like, whoa, that's cool. I'm like, you just said bracket racing's cool. So
yeah, Devin Vanderhoof said bracket racing is cool. Everybody write that.
But what bracket racing does, like, if you have a 5.0 dial in and you run 4.9999, you know what I mean? You're pissed. But with this, you're not. And they don't get mad. They don't get discouraged. And it kind of encourages people to, like, there's a few cars that would just go up and just make laps after laps. And if they weren't doing that, we would have had dead lanes and nothing to talk about. But I had, a Jeep Cherokee, Francis Thomas, a Jeep XJ, making probably 20 laps, I think, almost in one day. Don Flanders, but you look at the deviation to the side. So this is how far they were from the dial-in, over or under. But what I want you to look at is Jacob Watson, okay? Jacob Watson, who won that beautiful LT car, black Camaro. I called it the ZZ Top car because it had these sick ZZ Top stripes on the hood.
Yes.
And he came up to me afterwards and he said, I appreciate you like pointing that out. He mimicked the same stripes that were on his dad's race car and did it on his. So, and it's a sick car. It's one of the cleanest F bodies you can ever see. And I was stoked to see it win. And if you look at the times, how he did it, coming into the final day, he was below his average. So he slowed down enough to nail it, right? Wow. Like, coming in, he was in 7th place. So literally, if you look at the deviation, you could be in dead last and come in and knock a home run out on the last day. So it kind of takes, I think it makes bracket racers a little mad because now you're just shotgunning, right? You're just like spamming the starting line to get as many time slips as you can. And yeah, like Jesse Hazlitt says, the way to set up nothing matters till the last day if you do basic math. That is very true. But it means that you're never out of it, right? Yeah. It's anybody's game until the last day. And it gives people a reason to run. I don't know. We're talking about some changes in the DYO to try to see if we can kind of get a little bit more skill involved in it. I kind of like it the way it is, where it's a catch-all and anybody can go in there and it ain't over till it's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you definitely have to do that with one class, and DYO is great because, like, I'm looking here. I mean, I'm seeing like 10-0s, I'm seeing 9s, I'm seeing 7s, I'm seeing 6s. You know, like, you've got to have a class that 10-0 guy isn't going to be like, oh well, I'm just here for the experience. You know, there's no way to win this all out class, and I don't know. I think Jesse Hazlitt says I like it the way it is. I think it really does make the most sense because really,
I mean, I don't know if somebody could
Yeah.
do it, but like if you could go up on day one and to say you have a kind of a rough day one, you turn in a 6 flat, and then you have a great day two, you run a 5.0, and then like, oh wait, and then
hang on.
just sit there and mix it up. I don't know. I
Yeah,
want to see how.
I need to run a 7.0 to level this out. Yeah.
God, what's
So
that? What was that game on Price is Right? Wasn't there over under or something like that?
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of similar to that.
right.
It's a really
So
fun class to watch and how it shapes up, though, because you look at the
right.
deviations and it makes it look like it's insanely tight racing, and it is, but it's super fun, I think.
So for the average, it's 4 days of average, right?
Yes,
Oh, interesting. And
yes.
then, but you set your dial on day one with whatever pass you turn in. That's pretty cool. I like that. So SICK does. We use the SICK the magazine formula where it's the spread between your quickest and slowest pass,
Yeah,
which really does make it tight. You've really
yeah,
there's been
yeah.
some
And
of
then they
those
have a
runs.
32 car bracket race at the end, right?
SICK doesn't do that, but then
Drag Week does.
right, Drag Week does, but they do like the quickest 32 in
Yep,
Street Machine Eliminator.
yep.
So like everybody's got their own way to do it, but we feel like, I mean, Eric and I have talked at length about this class. I feel like it's one of the best ways to do it, but I really like this because we may split and do both formulas.
So let me hold
Kill
on though. So
somebody's
we
brain.
also we take the top 8 from this. So this is the standings, right? And then we took the top
Mm-hmm.
8 that wanted to participate or
Mm-hmm.
could participate, and then we put them in an actual bracket race. Okay,
Mm,
and
interesting.
in the most Southeast Street-N-Yeet way possible, the dude that won went to the finals on 2 red lights and, and then was on the fastest pass of his whole week. It was Derek McCall, and is actually the Chevy Caprice that I did drag week with Logan on Clapped
Oh,
Out.
nice.
Logan
Yeah.
built the car and just exchanged hands, and it showed up. They call it Nanner Puddin'. It's a
Yep.
1978 box Chevy with turbo LS on it. It rides around on the highway on 26-inch rims. It's a sick
Yeah.
box Chevy.
Love it.
You're in the
Yep.
Southeast. That's how we build them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fast. It's not a slouch. And whole family affair. Shout out to the home McCall family. Like they're represented well out there. And so double red lights into the finals, and then finally he puts a pass together. The thing was kind of lazy, having some tuning issues, and then it starts to take off at 100 feet out. And I would watch it, and I don't remember the numbers, but he was on a rip to break way out. And he literally, you could see the internal struggle of like, oh my God, it's on the fastest thing it's ever done. Oh, if I keep going, I'm going to lose. And he jams the brakes, still somehow broke out. I think the other guy in a red light, he won. He ended up winning the whole thing. Like, like a real bracket racer would have ran through that field like
Yeah.
clockwork without breaking a sweat. But
Well, and that's what, to me, I feel like that's what we're really missing a lot of in these kind of classes is some bracket
yeah,
racers to show up and street these bracket race cars and come out here. Ryan
yeah,
Morris, I was one of
yeah,
those red lights in the
yeah.
shootout. Yeah. Way to go, jerk.
But it was, dude, I mean, it was the funniest thing ever. But it's like, I know there were probably a handful of bracket racers or people that have ran a couple of bracket races, and just like standing on the starting line or up in the stands screaming like that should have been me down there. But the way the dial your own category, I don't know, the way it shapes up, I think it's kind of fun. It just, yeah, I almost don't want to touch it. It's so
Right.
goofy. It's, yeah,
So for the folks that are listening to this on the podcast, listen to this. It goes trip zip. Like his dial and his 4-day average are identical. Okay.
I think next year we have to go to the 4th digit.
That's insanity. The next 5 people are .001. What the
Yeah.
freak? The next 2 are 002. You got 3 more people behind that. We're at like the 10th or 12th person here at 003. So what's that, Eric? The top 16 or 17 are .00 something.
Yeah.
Golly, dude, that's
Yeah.
insane. That's
Yeah,
insane.
15.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun way. I think we kind of accidentally stumbled on it. And for the record, I'm just the announcer, so don't come to me with rules suggestions. I'll hear them, but I have zero influence on how these rules are actually written out. But
Adam Dory really likes crayons. He likes to eat them.
delicious. Oh yeah, delicious.
How
Yeah,
cool.
I love this class. It's super fun to watch, and just it gets me excited to go and just when I look at the numbers at the end of the day, I'm like, ooh, how tight are we now? And like who has switched it up? Like I mentioned her Dawn Flanders. Look at her day 1 and day 2. Like she was dead nuts. She was number 1, I think, going into day 3. She was 9:18 with a 3, 9:18 with an O, and I mean that's a 9:18. It's not a fast 8th mile, but dude, like, but she's in the top of the class. She's in the bracket race. But,
and that's what it should be, in my opinion. That you need to have a class that anybody can win. So big shout out to Jacob Watson, Zach Smith, and Yvonne Hutchins for top 3 in that class there.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, like out of the other ones, the other drag and drives out there, what is there that any guy can win?
Yeah, I mean, so
other than like a oh, thanks for coming, here's a consolation prize.
So Sixth Magazine does theirs is the difference in spread. So quickest to slowest, no matter what the ET is, 10-0 and slower. They call that DY or dial your own. And then Rocky Mountain Race Week is toying with the idea of a similar format. But right now they run indexes, quarter mile indexes, 9-0 to 14-0.
Yeah.
So, that really splits up a bunch because you have a lot of 12, 13, 14-second cars. Like the last 2 years, I think 13-0 index has been the biggest at Rocky Mountain Race, the biggest class at Rocky Mountain Race Week.
Yeah, I think as this is just me as we're talking this out too, but the more I think about this, I kind of like this. Like it feels very much poker run, kind of gambling a little, but that's dial your own, man. I like it a lot. It was really fun one to watch.
I'm a huge fan. And the top 15 cars are 00 something, 0.00 something. That's crazy.
And I think the Mag does the bullseye challenge too, which is another kind of a cool thing.
That's something that I've been trying to think of, like how to integrate some fun stuff like that, like how to. Like, I don't know if you guys, well, we're roughly same age, but like Pee-wee's Playhouse, like the word of the day, have like, just like, bullseye, if the thing comes up and something cool happens for that individual.
Yeah, I like the bullseye for like a challenge you could work in within the system and let somebody get lucky. As a class, unless you're going to be able to hot lap that thing, it's going to be really hard.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this before I brain dump and forget about it because he's not on this limited sheet, but you mentioned like, the bullseye, like fun things to do, incentivize. Argus Sanders was one of the sponsors for Street-N-Yeet, and he has a forestry service, like tree trimming and stuff like that. And he put up $500 to the first person who could chop down the tree, right? If you could put up a 000 reaction time and turn in that time slip, he'd hand you $500 cash.
Wow.
Argus Sanders was the only one to do a 000 reaction time. The man won his own, he won his own $500.
Wow. That's funny.
That's similar to the dial your own kind of format. Like, hey, here's your lucky number for the day. But
I love the reaction time stuff, man. That's cool.
It is a good way. Like, we don't do the over 1 second and it goes on your time slip.
Yeah.
I understand why other ones do that. I do like that. But also the people that it kind of would bum out a new person. And honestly, with the small enough car count, we don't have people waiting for 5 minutes up there. So it wasn't really an issue. I don't, that might get implemented one day. Who knows? But I like incentivizing. We're not going to punish you for being over one, but I like incentivizing. I think that's the way to do it.
100%.
I think punishing might be the wrong way. That sounds kind of soft.
Right.
Drop the hammer on them. So, okay.
Dude, limited this class, bro.
Yes.
Hitters in this mofo.
So this is as close as we can get to, I guess you would call the 850 crossover, because it has the restriction on no methanol, and that's kind of what keeps this one under wraps. But the reason I say like 850 category, Kyle.
Yeah, dude,
Vermont,
look at all the 850
Kyle
names
from Illinois. I finally learned how to say his name at the awards ceremony. But Kyle's been. That's another one of those guys that you can study as a how-to of drag and drive with that car. That car's
it's fast. I mean, dude, 490s, 487 one day.
Day 4 he went 480 with a 5.
Wow.
I think that was a PB. I
awesome.
believe it was a PB. almost all the way. It was like a thou off. It was right there.
Golly.
But
Yeah, he's an animal. He's been to the circuit before. That car is so fast. It's one of my favorite cars. And dudes, like he's an awesome guy. Justin Treadle, any relation to Jim Treadle?
yes, I believe they are brothers.
Oh,
but
then you know it's fast. I mean, obviously he's second place in limited, but
so we need to talk
520s.
about his brother, because his brother, when we get to Tiny Tire,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find, before I misspeak, I want to double check and say, I'm trying to figure out the shootout. So we had the shootout for the dial your own. We also have a shootout for the quickest 8. And I think, if memory serves, Kyle won that, or I can't recall if Chris did.
Yeah, I know Kyle went to the finals because that was like the time I was watching. So like, you guys had done round 2 when I started the live stream, and so I backed it up and watched round 1, took notes, made a post, and then by the time we got through 2, I was in some curves I couldn't make notes, and then
hopefully somebody in the comments will let me know on that. I want to make sure I give Kyle his flowers for winning, if he did win the shootout. But yeah, he went to I mean, again, the shootout was another one where we'll talk about that in a second, because that had a little bit of everything mixed in there. But yeah, then Justin Treadle, oh man, I know his brother's car, the white Fox body. Yes. So again, shaped up to be a good battle, but the whole week was just, it was the Kyle show. You know what I mean? He just stretched the distance out longer and longer all week long.
Some 850
Stephen Price, though, look at Stephen Price, number 3. His day 3, though, he was on it. That Chevelle was fast, but he just couldn't. The day 1 is a shady side. So day 1 was rough for us.
Because it was so cold, right? Like, cold.
It rained. Yeah. So we got hit with real weird weather. Like I said, it's 78 degrees here today. And I had to put antifreeze in the truck that I was taking when I went to Southeast Street-N-Yeet, because I drove my kid's turbo C10 and I had just water in it.
Nice.
And that was a terrible idea because it has no heat. It has heat now. I put heat in it when I got back. But I put heat in it, and now it's 78 degrees. So we've had this crazy fluctuation of weather going into it. So the track was cold. It was not great during testing. And then new car blues. It was like the nightmare day 1 of a drag and drive. All the good luck we had at drag week day 1, we got hammered with it. So the guys at Shady Side had their job cut out for them, unfortunately. But yeah, so that 511 of Stephen Price is not indicative of what that car can do. I mean, that car is also very, very quick, and you can see it just on the potential. But unfortunately,
that's drag and drive.
Kyle got quicker every single day.
Right.
Kyle does what Kyle does.
Right.
I don't remember if he had issues or not. I don't think Kyle was trouble free, but
I think he did something on day 0. He had to work on it on day 0 or something.
But again, to go back to you want to go into win, Kyle was at the front of the lanes at Carolina Dragway. We had late start times most days. We're not starting at 9 a.m. like drag week, where like the Texas guys are changing tires and then sleeping in the lanes at fucking 6 a.m.
Yep. Yeah, those guys are crazy. Some other names in here, big 850 hitters: Keith Baker, Ed Schwartz, Walter Doyle, John Mankia. I was trying to go down through there. I think Charlie Dale's been in it. Steve Mask. Steve Mask, that's the wagon, right? Doris.
Yes. Let me look at my notes here.
He's not necessarily
the Buick Roadmaster.
I really do love that car, and he's awesome. Yeah,
and that thing still has the rear-facing seats in it. Like, and then
cruise around.
Charlie Dale out there, Carolina native, like putting on, standing the thing up. Like, and we should have made a drinking game to the Charlie Dale show, because every time he goes up there, if Charlie Dale does a wheelie, you take a shot, and you get wrecked by the end of the first session.
That's awesome. Congratulations to Kyle, man. Such a huge win for him. I know he's struggled in the past. We were out there with him in 2023, and man, that was like, I think he put a transmission in the night, like day 0 at Shady Side in the dark. And when I say Shady Side's dark, there ain't no light, none. It's one of the darkest places in the world, I think. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeet stick, dude.
Man, this is a crazy one, dude. Like, first of all, look how many cars there are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
28.
it's actually 2
20
pages. I couldn't put it all on the one page. It's 2
Yeah,
pages.
it's insane how many cars there are. And then number 1 and 2, Rob Warwick, he had a little bit of issues there on the beginning of Shadeside. Like they were kind of trying to keep that thing from flipping over backwards. That's the I called it the Barra Camara.
Oh yeah.
It's a green 4th gen F body that sounds very wild. Like it sounds like it has a Barra motor in it. I think I said it has a K swap in it at one point. I don't know if he'd be upset with me giving away all the secrets, but it's got a set of, it's a twin turbo LS with 180 degree headers. If you don't know what a 180 degree header
really?
is, look it up.
Yeah, I when you said Barra, I really heard like just it sounds wild.
Yeah, and it's dirty fast. But it stands up at like, I'm surprised it had an oil pan in it by the end of the week. They ended up hanging like 50 pounds of weight on the thing, and he sent me a text on the last day. He said if it keeps the front end down and it hooks up and it goes the way it should, it's going to 4. And CJ Roberts was trying to do the same thing and run a 4. And both those cars, it's stick shift racing. Like, there's so many things that can go wrong, and that's what you look at the numbers why they were kind of all over the place. But it was CJ Roberts' week. Could have gone any other way. And honestly, again, it's stick shift racing. So like even number 3 and 4. Number 4, Tommy Rosema. That's an S13 with, I think it has, I don't think it's a 2J in it, but it's an import. Like it sounds like the Fast and Furious soundtrack. It's got the HKS super sequential blow off valve. I love hearing it in the burnout box. He's just pumping it the whole time. But I mean, that car, he was right there to striking distance. If any one of the other fast cars had a high likelihood of breaking some stuff, which, I mean, look at Kyle Buntley. He was another one that could have been up there on the podium. He would have been number 3, but day 4 it just didn't happen for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the stick shift collective at Street-N-Yeet showing up is awesome. And there's a bunch of guys that were there. Like, I know he's probably listening. I think he's still listening. Taylor Hedrick was there hanging out, helping out. Taylor's no stranger to drag and drive, and he's been very, very fast. Yeah. So, the stick shift one was a super fun one. And the top 2, I believe CJ and Rob were both in the Quick 8 shootout. So we have a stick car.
I know CJ was, yep.
Yeah, so we got the stick car in there, and Kyle's car, then a couple unlimited cars, trucks, tiny tire. Like, that was a cool shootout.
Yeah, I agree. And big shout out to CJ Roberts. He was on the Clutch Burners podcast, I think last week, or they dropped it last week or something. Did a great job, man. I loved hearing the story of the history of that car and how he built it. And then he was posting photos. That car's freaking nice. Like just the hard wire or the hard line plumbing for the like the wastegates and stuff. Whew, man, send my shit to him.
And it does awesome wheelies.
Yeah, awesome, dude. On the bumper wheelies. I don't think he meant to, but tailgates and 28s, man. Our boy Adam Hodson in the Gap train out here just beating up folks.
So I'm trying to find my notes here on.
You guys can find that at Mac Customs, MAK Customs on YouTube.
Here we go. I think that's him. So, so obviously Adam put on a clinic here. The tailgates and 28s one, it's our truck category. We want trucks in there. It has to have a tailgate, no wagons. Obviously, we know a Honda Civic EG hatch or whatever has a tailgate on it, but we don't want your all-wheel drive Civic showing up. We want to see pickup trucks on 28s. So Adam basically through attrition ended up pretty much uncontested. And then still ended up taking himself out of it. So, unfortunately, he did end up going off into the wall on the left-hand side of the track on the last pass on day 4 that he made. The balancer let go. Like, I got a video of it. The balancer broke and it knocked the water lines off, and the balancer went bink and hit the track right at the 300-foot mark, and then all hell broke loose. It just it put water under the tires. He tagged the left side wall, so. Most of it was cosmetic.
Got real close to the right side, right? Because
it did, but
I want to say watching that from behind, Corey did a great job with the footage. It was like you could just tell something was off. He was all over the place.
I thought from my perspective in the tower, because the track opens up down there, and I couldn't see it. I just saw trees. I'm like, oh, and I look, I'm like, is that in the woods, or there's a wall down there? Like, no, he didn't hit the wall. He's parked on the right side. So yeah, he made contact, just knocked the whole left side of the truck, bent up the front wheel. So it's fixable. It's not. It could have been so much worse. Like, dude, as fast as that thing is going, bad. I mean, look how fast that truck is. It's not a slouch.
Yeah, five teens, 5 O's.
So the tailgates of 28s was rough for the fast guys because Adam Hodson, obviously tearing his stuff up. Scott Thompson, not on the list here. Scott had did the piston delete at Greer.
We've got a photo of that here in a minute.
It sounded like a cannon going off.
Yeah.
And I heard it in the tower. But props to him. Didn't put a drop of oil on the track. Wow. And then the other one was, I believe I'm trying to look at my note here from day 3. He was Jeremy Hoskins, I think was the other, or was it Jeff Hughes? There was another S10 that was in the top 3 that was fast. And unfortunately, it was just through sheer attrition, could not keep up and had to basically throw in the towel. So Adam Hodson, Jeff Hughes, and Jeremy Hoskins round out your top 3. But Scott Thompson was not in there because he deleted all the pistons. There's another one. The name is escaping me, but I apologize.
Big shout out in this class to Brett Marvel, one of the coolest dudes I've ever met. That's
another dude that put on 100 laps that week. That long bed, man. That thing was. He was just cruising, doing left turns. I thought he was racing NASCAR. Excuse me. Camping World Truck Series.
Camping World Truck Series. And then Tyree Smith out there, man, putting in the truck class, dude. We usually see him in a really fast naturally aspirated or turbocharged setup.
Thank you for saying that. Have you seen that truck?
Yeah, I don't even know what truck it was in.
It's a square body K10,
the gray one? The gray one? Yeah, that nice truck. It's fast too, Yeah,
it comes alive about 100 feet out. So if you're looking at the times right here, he's running, he went 646, 623. I remember the 623 because I was laughing my ass off watching this big truck run a 623. It's a it's a lifted Silverado. It should be sitting on 35s. Yeah. And it goes about 100 feet out and then comes alive and goes.
Yeah.
So
Tyree Smith,
that thing was super cool.
A great builder, and that truck is it's so cool to watch it do that too. Brett Marvel, track Jesus.
Yes, sir.
And Mac TV here says Brandon Quinn.
Oh yes, Brandon Quinn. That was the gentleman who unfortunately had to drop out. He was number 3 at Greer, and I think he had the issues and ended up taking himself out of contention. So Adam Hatson. I love you, Adam. I meant nothing by the Adam. Nobody was there to take Adam out, so Adam had to take himself out.
Tiny tire, dude. I love this class. 235s are so cool, especially on cars like Jim Treadles.
Dude, this
it looks so. And Aaron Sladen, bro, my man. Taco time, baby.
Is it Sladen or Shaden?
It's Sladen, but yeah.
Okay, so
but it's in here as Shaden. Yeah,
it's a typo. Okay, so my apologies. My apologies for saying Shaden all week, but I didn't type them in there, so I don't apologize for all. I take no responsibility, but I will apologize on behalf of Southeast Street-N-Yeet. So, yes, this category, man, was it was one of my favorite to watch because the way it played out, you couldn't have written a better story. And I do want to start off. I want to apologize to Tracy Holtzclaw because I think on day 1 and day 2, I was just like, man, Tracy's really kind of fallen off this year. The reality is he didn't fall off. Everybody else kind of got real fast. Some real heavy hitters showed up. So Tracy Holtzclaw was last year's winner. I don't want to take anything away from his program because I love that wagon. It's fast.
Yeah, I mean, he fell way off. Dude, he run a 5:32 on day 1.
Yeah, right. With a wagon.
Yeah.
But I love seeing that car out there.
What's crazy is he would have left day 1 in 4th or 5th place though.
Yeah.
512, 521, 524 with a 3, 524 with a 7. Travis Martin, another big name in real fast dragon drive racing. Walter Doyle, 552. Man, yeah.
Travis Martin was one dude. I believe he said he can't wait to get home, so he could set the tires on fire when he got home. He was going to do his pass on 235s just to turn in the time slip on the last day and then put 275s on it just to go have fun. He was so over those tires.
That's awesome.
But so Tiny Tire, the way this shaped up, if you look at Jim Treadle's day one, okay, and then look at Aaron Sladen's day one, those two left 1 and 2 to the thousands, right?
Wow.
And then going into day two, they were like right there, neck and neck. They're battling it out, the two of them. So you can see 522 and 5204. Anthony Harville went 516, but it put him as solidly third, rolling into Greer. So we go into Carolina. I believe, if memory serves, Jim Treadle with that Firebird was the first guy on the track. First
that sounds right.
to take a crack at it, right? Didn't go his way. Kicked the tires off of it. Comes back around to make another hit. And Aaron Slade and Taco Time, he was there bright and early to make a hit. Same story. Knocks the tires off. And then Jim comes back around for, I think it's the second pass. And when he launches, from my perspective in the tower, it looked like fuel. It looked like somebody left the lid off the fuel cell or the intercooler. It just looked like fuel dumping out of the trunk. Come to find out, it blew a transmission line and he oiled down the entire right lane all the way to the quarter mile. Obviously unintentional. He fell here. Nobody blames him. Like it sucks. Like there wasn't even fire or smoke. So I would have been like, yeah, dude, I thought it was literally coming all out of the trunk. Nobody's Jim, if you're listening, nobody blamed you, buddy. We're not mad at you. So that was a rough cleanup for him. He got it fixed, comes back around. So this takes him a couple hours to get it fixed. Meanwhile, Aaron Slade and Taco Time, he's up here making laps, trying to put something together. He can't do it. And then here comes Anthony Harville. He goes up, and he went a 517. Boom, he hits the road. Now, he just would have leapfrogged those guys, right? Am I saying this right? Not Aaron Slade. Yeah. So, meanwhile, Taco Time, Aaron Slade is still there struggling. Jim Treadle still there trying to fix his car. And then the sun setting. Come back up. Mr. Treadle goes up to make another hit. He gets backed off the beams because he's leaking onto the track. They're like, no, push it back. And then as he got put, I remember this. Okay, so he got pushed back. Sladen goes up and goes 508.
Oh, right in front of him.
He hits the road. Miles Jacobs with the El Camino shows up to the track late, having some sort of issues. I don't know. He's up there trying to put something together. Can't do it. Then he goes a 509.8. He hits the road, takes off. Jim Treadle, still trying to go up there, kicks the tires off, knocks the tires off. And it goes up there. He's the last car to try to go down the track and do the same thing. So you can look at his day 3. The fastest prime slip he could turn in was a 940. This man came in there in first place with space and left in damn near dead last.
Oh, that's tough.
And it wasn't for like a lack of effort. This dude, I don't know how many passes he tried to make that day, but like... And I'm watching, like my hands were sweating watching this play out in front of me. Like I got the world's largest TV watching this, and it's so sick. That was that day, like watching that unfold right before my eyes was what made me fall in love with doing this. Like,
and what's incredible story. What's crazy is like Jim is usually in most of the events he's in, he is one of the first dudes in the lanes for his class, or if it's an all open run, he's the first one in there, right? He'll make one solid pass, and then he's on the road. So him and the wife are gone, you know.
Yeah. He made the very tough decision to throw in the towel at the end of that night. He sent me a text message, and he said, I want to just – because what it was is he said a transmission line had failed, and it was a crimp. And all the lines came from the same place. Yeah. And he crimped them himself. I'm not going to say brands or nothing like that's not what this is about. But he's like, that line failed, and I knew the guy that built all those lines, so
he's like, dang it.
He was, he was absolutely right. He's like, if I go out and do that to Shadyside, like that track, we're gonna have day one all over again. I can't do that twice. Nobody blames him, but I mean, it was heartbreaking the way it turned out for him. But man, what an insane story! Like,
dude, that's Dragon Drive. Like, you won't get those stories anywhere else. Like, I mean, we would be qualifying, and you would just like he would be in first place qualifying. Yeah, if it's 5052 would have been best. I mean, that was quickest pass of the class, right? 5052.
Yeah, he was walking away with it.
So you wouldn't have known that any of that happened if you were just looking at the numbers. If we were doing regular racing, so pretty crazy, man. Unlimited, and then we got fun stories until we spent too much time on winners.
Oh yeah. So Chris Bedore, a beautiful Fox body Mustang. I mean, just you can look at the times. That thing was just putting on a clinic day after day. It was on autopilot, like just straight down Broadway.
And Gary bro, what the hell? This dude is a Chevelle collector, Chevelle collector. I think this is his third car. I think it's his third Chevelle of that generation.
This one is sick. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh man, it looked amazing.
I had black car is probably the last color I would ever buy again, but that one makes it look great. Yeah, both of those cars are also in our unlimited shootout. I don't know if anybody in the comments, I wish I could remember if it was between Chris and Kyle in the finals. I'm brain dumping. I had it written down who won.
I feel like now that you say Chris, I feel like Chris won the shootout.
I think he took the overall and the unlimited win. Was it William Jones? My memory.
Rogue Blue Racing says Chris won.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the Falcon, Dirty Bird, William Jones. Excuse me. How could I forget?
Oh, that's right. I remember watching that now.
Yeah. So he Dirty Bird came in third place. That's funny. Dirty, that rhymes. I completely caught me off guard.
Nice.
I don't know why. And then CJ Cave in fourth place. They had their plan B. He came back. He won last year with his Mustang. So I don't know are you familiar with the car that he had last year? So CJ had a new Edge Mustang, and then one unlimited, and then he ended up cutting the top off the thing and converting it to a convertible, like a maniac. Like he did the opposite of what Devin did with his convertible. And then ended up having issues with it, and they had to resort to plan B. But they were having, coolant issues. They didn't know if they had a cracked head or what the story was. He was having issues all week long, but still ended up there. Putting on, he did great show too.
530s,
awesome wheelies.
Yeah, talk about what a horrible plan B.
The one standout on here, so you can look at the list here. Argus Sanders, that car, you can see his day 4.
Oh wow,
that was a pass that he just couldn't. He had lots of issues with some parts breakages, but that was one that would have been a contender. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for him.
5.0s on day 1 and 2, and then turns into 10.0 slip, which means he breaks the beams. But
yes,
Josh
Munson, though, did you see the Suburban?
Oh, with the canoe on top?
Yeah,
Bro.
With the big wooden canoe on top of this thing.
Yeah,
I want to say it's a 60-something Suburban 2-door variant. A lot of people
why would they make that? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's huge.
Why would
there be
a
2-door Suburban? It's so hard to get stuff out of the back.
Right.
It's like a C3 Corvette with no trunk. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So the other thing that makes no sense is this man put a 7.3 Godzilla motor in it with twin turbos, and I believe it's a 6R80 transmission in it. Like, it's a rolling science experiment. It's got this trick air-to-water intercooler set up on it, and then it has an interchiller, not the brand, but like he built his own air-to-water heat exchanger cooling system with the AC compressor and everything. Like the truck has an AC compressor, but it doesn't cool the cabin at all. It's just strictly for intercooler.
What the heck? You're using it wrong.
Well, he's using it wrong by putting all of it in
interchiller.
He's using it wrong by putting all of it in a 6,000-pound vehicle and then strapping a canoe on the top of it and trying to go racing. But I'm so glad he brought it out because, like, it's not a slouch. Look at it, 667 with the canoe on the top. So I'm trying to get a little bit of back and forth going between him and Peter Harrell because Peter Harrell has a kayak on the top of the 2-runner. So I'm saying these guys to meet up and square off for a kayak canoe supremacy.
Awesome. Right. Big shout out in this class to Mark Manor, Bud Trammell, Bill Bolus, know those guys well. Vickers and Tapscott, that was cool setup there. And then Brian Carney. Eric, do you remember when we gave away those Brap caps? Brian Carney was the winner of those way back when. I think that was 2.5, 3 years ago. So, a bunch of hitters in the unlimited class here.
I had the unfortunate opportunity to meet Brian Carney. Not unfortunate to meet him, but unfortunate circumstances because he was in the middle of a 2-lane highway as he was loading that car on the back of a rollback.
Oh,
Yeah, it dropped
Damn.
a valve after he left Carolina Dragway, like in the middle of the night, on the middle of
Wow.
nowhere.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
he would have been a contender too, like at least in the top
yeah,
few there. 'Cause, I mean,
yeah.
his 513, 516, in 3 day average of 523 is pretty awesome.
One of the cars too that was in there. Let me find the gentleman. It was the naturally aspirated Camaro. Man, I don't have the name on my notes here.
Well, while you're finding that, I do want to
Yeah.
address Dustin Carlington here. He says the results, hell yeah, yeah. And just to reiterate what I said earlier, I do have these. I would kiss Ry right now for getting these over to me. I appreciate that a whole bunch. I'm not working tomorrow on anything. I'm not touching my computer or phone tomorrow at all. But on Friday, I'm going to dig down and do the points and all that stuff, and hopefully we'll have those wrapped up by Sunday. So there's 3,800 racers that I've got to basically manually go through each line and make sure that, like, Aaron Shaden is actually Sladen, and if he made another rate, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, and it's for the last time. So got to make sure they're right. But anyways, just wanted to address that while we were there.
Yeah, we had. I'm trying to find the name because I don't want to do a disservice to this guy, because he was a gentleman who had the unfortunate circumstances where he wrecked his car. The first pair of cars that we sent down the track at Greer, and he was one of the
guy
cars.
Pertano.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so sad. That car is so cool.
Yeah, he monster wheel stand next to Charlie Dale. I was like, man, this is gonna be cool. Two Camaros side by side, monster wheelie. And when it set down, it kind of moved towards the center and then just darted immediately into the wall. Damn. Wiped out the whole front end. That thing was on track to be the quickest naturally aspirated car that we had.
Yeah, that car is super cool, and one of the coolest dudes out there too. Guy Pertano is super awesome. I hung out with him a lot. He runs around. He's a Florida guy, and so he lives and breathes Sick Week. He's been down there a ton, and it's just always fun to hang out with him. So, while you guys do the next little bit of segment, I'm gonna sneak outside and go pee pee. So I'll be back momentarily.
Make sure you tell us what color the soap is.
All right, so that was the Molly Motorsports segment. So appreciate Molly Motorsports for being on board. And again, anybody that's going to be at PRI, please stop by and chat with those guys. Check out those Power Pack piston kits. And then again, thank you to all of our race car friends for tuning in. We still got quite a bit here to talk about, but appreciate everybody so far. And again, our sponsors. We can't do this without our sponsors. A lot of these will be at PRI, so if you're there, go by and talk to them. Again, discount codes, affiliate links. If you need a contact at any one of these places, please reach out to us. Thank you to Summit Racing, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO Racing Products, Performabuilt Transmission, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk. And as we go into our next section here, this is the Deechworks section. Deechworks is a leading manufacturer of high-performance fuel system components. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, fuel pumps, pump modules, fuel rails, regulators, filters, lines, and fittings, plus surge tanks, all engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to 2,200 horsepower. Again, you can use code DDR10 for a 10% discount on anything on their site. All right, so kind of this next section is going to be more about kind of fun stories here. So tell us a little bit about let's see what we got. Dustin Carlington, who is in here, he said, definitely don't talk about my day zero long day. Snafu swapping pulleys over, had the whole front bumper off the car at one point.
I believe, if I recall, I didn't catch the full story on that. Like, he was just doing a simple swap, and it was literally just a case of, like, drop a piece of hardware, and then you're like, that freeze, and you go, oh, I didn't hear that hit the ground. And he got, like, the worst version of that, I believe, and he had to,
I think he said it was
actual bodywork off.
Spacer. Yeah, I think he said it was a 1-inch spacer or something like that.
Yeah. There was last name Fowler. Yeah, Ryan Fowler. He is a it's a purple S10 that was in our tailgate category. I know they had the whole top of that motor off, and just after testing alone, and just to end up making the event. And that's, I guess, the thing that surprises me, and I'm trying to think of how to word this, is I guess I shouldn't really be surprised by the level of dedication for like drag and drive guys, because I was trying to figure this out about what it is about the drag and drive community and their ability to just make it happen. Even when you have all your tools at your disposal, you're still kind of not cutting corners or thrashing to make stuff happen. But I'm trying to figure out how to word this. We have a really hard time letting go of that $400 or $500 that we paid for registration, right? Like, we're going, dude. I took the time off work. I'm not no. It's $400. That's hard money that we earn, and for some reason, like, the drag and drive crowd just doesn't. They don't say no. Not even like, it's one thing to be in the middle of the event and be like, no, we're finishing this thing. But when you're faced with perseverance. Like, not perseverance, issues leading up to it, man, I'm quick to throw in the towel. I'm like, this just isn't meant to be, you know what I mean? But that's one of the many stories that I can recall off the top of my head, but of like that. I think that the drag and drive community is unique in that I compare it to the Boston Marathon. How many, I can't remember the exact number. It's well over 10,000, 20,000 people run the Boston Marathon every year, right? It's like the largest marathon. For some people, that's a life goal.
Yeah.
Out of all those people, 99.9% of the people know they have zero shot at actually winning. But they do it. They paid money to go run 26 miles. So, like, every time I see a drag and drive guy, like, covered in oil, he's got ATF running in his armpits, I'm like, hey, man, remember, you paid money to do this. You know what I mean?
You wanted this. This is what you wanted, remember? Yeah.
So I think it's kind of a unique that we're gluttons for punishment in that regard. But yeah, I'm trying to rack my brain to think of how many of those stories. It was a little bit different from the announcer's seat this go around because I didn't really get to see a lot of that. Like, I'm there until the first car goes down, until the last one goes down, and I'm trying to chase. I make a lap through the pits to see who's there before they shut the lights off. And then, I come up on the tail of the disasters, but didn't really run into a whole bunch of people thrashing on the road that I saw. I think a lot of the stuff that we saw was, most of the repairs were being taken place. Like, I think Southeast Street-N-Yeet is unique too, that a lot of I don't know the exact, I'd have to look at the participation, but a lot of these racers are local. You know what I mean? There's more than a handful of people that are like, they go home every night almost because of the location of, they do the route, obviously, and they hit all the checkpoints, but a lot of these guys just kind of go home and they go suffer in peace.
Yeah.
I think that's probably harder, to be honest. Like, and Eric knows he went home during most nights of Six Summer. Like, you kind of do some of the route and then you drive out of the way to go home and then you drive all the way back, to get back on the route or whatever, to get to the next track. I think that's probably tougher because you're like, man, my bed is so comfortable. It's calling my name.
This is, I will say, there was been some flack. Like, so Drag Week got some flack earlier this year about some people calling it an abbreviated route because the route was only like 600 miles. Dude, I did that route. That route sucked. Drag Week sucked. Like,
yeah. Hey, it may have been short mileage, but I can't imagine doing it in the hot rod, bro. Some of that shit, like the downhill stuff at Drag Week, had to be scary.
And this is, so I will say that Laura puts a ton of thought into the route and where the people are going to go, and actually making an effort and contacting the checkpoints to let them know, like, hey, a whole bunch of people will be coming through here. Can you stay open late? Can you accommodate? Blah, blah, blah. They're going to spend money with you. She does a lot of groundwork before one street car even rolls into these establishments. And they're cool. Like, people raved about the silos. If you know what the silos are, it's a sick restaurant, multiple. It's a really, really cool spot to, you're incentivized to get out of your car and stretch your legs. And Southeast Street-N-Yeet is, it's an 1/8 mile only, so we're half the distance of all the other drag and drives. So we do half the distance on the drive. Like, it's still a challenge or whatever.
It's still close to 600 miles.
Yeah, it came in around 600.
That's a bunch. That's a bunch.
It wasn't through downtown Baltimore, so
God, bro.
Sorry,
or
but
up the worst pass on the East Coast. I don't know, man.
I will say, I was rolling into Shadyside on the last day. I was super proud of my home state and how it was being represented with the beautiful weather, the facilities, and just like, yeah, this is really cool for all these racers that have never gotten a chance to even come here and see what we got. It was awesome. But,
well, and that's, again, we say it all the time. That's why Drag and Drive is so cool, because you're going to get to mark tracks off your bucket list that you would have never visited in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not driving from Arkansas to Shadyside just for a test and tune or just to get that bucket list. I'm not doing it, right? But I will for Drag and Drive. I'll go out there to experience all that. I want to add some photos, and I want to kind of be going through these as we're talking. So we don't necessarily need to talk about these photos that I've got up, but people submitted on the group, the Southeast Street-N-Yeet official group today. So I didn't want to not pass those up.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not want to look at Laura Vanderhoof and the wolf?
I mean, that's the biggest dog I may have ever seen, except for the one
terrifying.
Justin Chestnut and I were face to face with in Sick Week. And then Taco Time on the other side. Whoever's on the giant male rooster here, it's probably not his first time.
Yeah, that's Taylor and his giant. I'm not going to say that. That'd be Taylor Hedrick.
And then CJ Roberts on the bumper. Orange fender Mustang. But there's Brett Marvel and the K10 you were talking about earlier.
Yep.
The whole reason I pulled up these photos was because of this. We hinted at this earlier with the Scott Thompson oil pan of destruction here, but dude, that's insanity, man.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the craziness that he's going through right now, because that truck is fast.
It is.
These are really nice parts. These aren't like junkyard LS parts.
I don't want to speak out of turn, or I don't know what's all public, but he's made some changes in the combination, and it was a little hard to get a hold of, and it was just kind of like making way more power than anticipated. So they had a little bit of trouble turning it down. As you can see,
nice.
The rods got shorter on that one.
Yeah. Dustin says Lexi is a good pupper. 11 out of 10 would pet again.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought these trucks were pretty cool. I know I said we weren't going to talk about these photos, but I thought these are two.
Oh, this is great. So cool the right-hand side is the purple one is Dawn Flanders. That's the one that she's in Dolly, her own category, and she was crushing it. She was in the top 8, and she was leading the class going into, I believe, day 3. And then the other truck is Mr. Tucker. I believe it's Chris or Charles Tucker. I apologize. There's a lot of names I read through there. But that truck got significantly faster, because what you can't see in the picture is there's a pair of turbos in the bed of that truck now. But I believe they're built by the same builder, because they both have the same, like, I don't know what the chain is. It looks like a bike chain, but it's like this thick. And that's what the back bumper is on this thing. So like the joke I made, they never have traction problems, because they literally have like 600 pounds of iron hanging off the ass end of it. But yeah, that's awesome. Those two trucks have been woven into the fabric of Southeast Street-N-Yeet. And I believe Mr. Tucker was asking some questions on some Facebook groups on how to substantially increase the power of that truck. So I think we're going to see that thing back next year on a tear. Yeah,
a fiberglass chain on the back. It can look the same. Just doesn't need to be as heavy. And then here's Nanner Pudding. I love this thing. This is man. I love this. I will build a donk at some point in my life.
So you got to be careful, because you'll upset the rim crowd, because there's a difference between the donk, box, and bubble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is a box Chevy. I don't know the years, but box Chevy.
Whatever a '78 Caprice 2-door is, that's what.
So you want to build? Yeah, you want to build a box.
Yeah,
a donk is a 60, I believe 67 to 69 Impala or Caprice. Somebody will correct me on that. Yeah, I know it stops 70. At 69, because I had a 70 and I got excited at one point. I'm like, oh, I get to build a donk. No, it's not. And again, I know the
78 Caprice 2-door with the way that Aero back glass looks.
Yes. The Aero coupe mod. I'm sorry, I'm a nerd about this, because I'm from the Southeast, and this is rim racing's big around here.
And what's crazy is we've really only seen it here at Southeast Street. There really hasn't been any other events where we've seen some big wheel. We've seen some 20-inch wheel stuff. Not
So
make
I need
promises
to-
on it, but
I think I'm going to have to advocate for Mr. McCall here in Nanner Pudding, because I think on day one he did line up on the 26s and lined up out of the groove to make a pass.
nice.
What he's trying to argue is that thing, with the proper rims set up on it, if they know what they're doing, don't line them up out of the groove, because they're going to go down like a radial car. Like
Yep.
we've seen the videos like of Donk Master, or I'm going to say it because he's in my backyard. Shout out to Boost Doctor, Ira Self. I grew up watching Ira race at Roxborough Motorsports Park. So like, that dude's a legend, and he has the notorious box, like one of the fastest ones on the planet. There's videos of that thing on 26s running into the 8.25 mile. They can do it. I would love to see this car go fast on rims on a drag and drive, because yeah. Yeah. I would love to see Nanner Puddin win the next Dial Your Own shootout on a string of red lights on 26s.
Yeah.
That would be the sickest thing ever.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see what else we got in here. Corey Stamper came through big time in the chat there, or in the comments on that post, bringing in some just banger photos here. Love the Rotson.
Yeah,
we
we had
haven't
some
talked
great
about
ones out
that.
there.
Mark Manner's car.
Oh, the Rotson. We didn't even talk about the Rotson
Yeah.
at all. Like,
Yeah, we
the
haven't talked
Rotson-
about it yet. We're gonna.
Okay, it's on the agenda.
Yeah.
The community bicycle.
Right. Dustin Carlington, Bill Bolus here, and then Corey Stamper. Again, big shout out to Spooled Media. Bro, killed it all week. Loved watching the live stream stuff. Great content over there. So make sure you guys are subscribed to Spooled, SPOOLD Media. All right. Sorry. Enough photos. We need stories. That's where you hear me.
Oh, yeah.
So,
All right.
what was your favorite route stop?
Let's see. The silos were good, but I got there right as they closed, but I was able to get a cheesesteak, so those were pretty decent. And then, was it Momentum Motorsports or was it CPR? Where was the practice tree shootout? I get them mixed up.
Oh, Nate Prater's place.
Nate Prater's place, which
Yeah.
was...
Momentum? Is it
That's
Momentum?
Momentum Racing. So Momentum Racing was crazy pulling in there. That was when I was like, all right, I'm definitely going to pull in. Because I was on a debate. I was like tired after talking all day. I'm like, some days I'm just like, I'm going to go straight to the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Like I had this initial thought leading into this. I'm going to be the first drag and drive announcer to announce and do a drag and drive. I'm like, I'm going to make the last pass down the track every day. I'm going to drive the route. I'm going to hit all the checkpoints. By the end of day one, I was like, no.
I'm
I'm
an
admitting
idiot.
that.
Yeah, I'm not trying. No reason.
like,
I
where's
got
my
nothing to
hotel?
prove.
I'll see you there. But rolling into Momentum, the way it's set up in this, like their neighbors' shops had like, I think there's a ceramic plate wrap or like detailed place, another automotive adjacent business establishment. It kind of had this like, it felt like a night meet, dude. Like I felt like I was
How cool.
11 o'clock at night, you're meeting up in a parking lot, somebody's talking about, a couple guys are gonna go out and crack off a race. Like it had that kind of vibe to it. It was fun. I think, again, go back to Laura and putting in the work out of the checkpoints. We had this term in the Marine Corps, we called it mandatory fun. Like, hey, we're going to give you the day off of work, but you have to be here. So you're going to have fun, you're going to like it. It was kind of like that. Like, hey, we're going to put on all this fun stuff, but you have to be here for it because it's part of the checkpoint. So the practice tree shootout, it forced people to stay there a little bit longer than maybe they would have on a normal drag and drive, because we've been to like pull up, jump out, crack the picture, don't even shut the car off, just get in and go.
No.
But this kind of forced your hand a little bit. So, they were kind of looking the other way when people were doing burnouts until the fire department showed up. Like, but the fire department really wasn't pissed. They were just like, hey, maybe let the smoke dissipate a little before you do any more. It was great. And the practice
Let's
tree
let
shootout,
third gear limiter stuff. Probably going to put too much smoke. Somebody's going to think something's on fire.
Yep. That was a good one. That one for sure was fun. And there was local dudes that showed up too. That's one of the things I like about this too, is when like the local car community kind of shows up when the word gets out, and then like, oh dude, there's like these sick race cars or trailers rolling through.
There's 100 cars over here. We need to go see what's going on. Yeah.
That's some of the funnest. Like I think I stopped at a gas station and this lady is asking me. I was just like some random gas station on a back road in the middle of nowhere. Like it was a general store. I don't even think they sold fuel. And this lady asked me, she's like, what are all these race cars doing by here? And I was like, I kind of tried to explain to her what it is and what we're doing. We're going all over the place. And she goes, oh, that's so interesting. I didn't read anything about it in the paper. I was like, huh, that's cool. Like, that's what I love about
Next year you will. We'll make sure we put that in the paper for you.
That's what I love about, again, just that our area here is so awesome for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, to be able to do that, and that's pretty fun. I do want to know. So let's talk about C.J. Roberts making the big bumper pass, but also the 487 pass. Man, talk about a wave of emotions for that guy.
Yeah, dude. So he goes up, and it was next to Kyle Beaumont, and Kyle went for something on that pass too.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyle was way out, right?
Yeah.
And I believe CJ ran, similar. I don't. The number escapes me off the top of my head, but yeah, everybody, the whole starting line loses their mind. And thank God somebody reeled me back in. I can't remember if it was Corey or if it was Seth up in the tower. They're like, look at that 60 foot. Because then, look at the 60 foot, it's like a 985, like something absolutely impossible.
I think it's actually the car, somehow it doubled. Like the car that was in front of it, I think that was his pass as well. I want to say, because when it came up, I was like, man, how the hell did they? That's crazy he would run the same number.
I have to look at it again, but what I think it was is just the stick shift cars. When they get, these CJ's car, Warwick's car, and then there's another one in there. I can't remember the name. Dude, these things were like setting off fireworks on the starting line. Like I thought it was going to blow the windows out of the tower. So what I think on CJ's car happened is it just got to popping and banging, and either exhaust in the wastegates, blowing all that carbon from the road out, and then launching it, all that clutch dust gets underneath there. It just blocked the beams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It blocked the beams long enough for the back tires to get in the beams, and then when the back tires, I think, separated, that's when it started the timer.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, that car is it's shotguns going off, man. It's the coolest thing ever.
But I mean, I said it on the live feed too. Like, again, I wish I had an in-car camera for when he rolls around and grabs that time slip and it goes, oh my God, it loses it. And then, like the immediate, the high to the low. Like, I don't know why I think that's interesting to see people go through. I wouldn't want to be that guy, but
no, I would be crying. I'm crying. Yeah.
And then we had Mike Sayers. He said, my favorite part of the week was getting to race the Rotson. It lived up to the hype and never failed to fail.
Yeah, that thing. Being able to roast that thing live and in person was great because it does everything, all the cliche sayings that Freiberg and Finnegan coined over the years for that thing. It lives up to every single one of them. Like, it is a rolling disappointment, but when it is good, it's pretty good. But I mean, like what a dude just to hand the keys to this legendary car. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it's a hunk of junk, but it is legendary in its own right. You know what I mean? The story of the Rotson is still, there's a lot of it that remains unwritten, and it's really cool to see this car that I think was like I won't say that the Rotson was like influential in anything that I've ever done, but obviously that show that it was a part of was a huge impact on my automotive life. But it's super cool to see that thing out and disappointing other people. I think they went through 5 axles.
Oh my God, dude.
They got to the point where they weren't even asking the track if they could use the welder. They would just go in and just be like, flip it open, just, and the track guys were just like, yeah, I guess you live here now.
Yeah, right. Well, you're in here enough. CJ Roberts says it was a roller coaster of emotions for sure.
Yeah, they had more seat time on the 2-post lift than anybody.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hey, big shout out to Bobby Burr for coming all the way out from California with the portable car hoist.
That is dedication. And it did not go unused. That thing had a car on it almost all day, every day.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay, last bit of stuff here I want to talk about. In this segment here, I want to talk about the top 8 heads-up shootout. Thought that class was, or that idea is freaking genius, man. We're seeing more and more of these heads-up stuff come into Dragon Drive. I really love it because I think we're going to end up with higher caliber racers and cars if they have the chance to go heads-up.
I 100% agree. I think what I love about this is they were so different, but they were, I won't say they were so close, because I'm looking at it right now. So we had Chris Morner, Kyle Beaumont, Stephen Price in the Blue Chevelle. That's a limited category. So Chris in unlimited. The reason he's in unlimited, I think that car's on a 275 radial. He's in unlimited because that car's on methanol. That's really the only difference between Kyle's car and his car, I think. And probably weight.
Oh, interesting.
But that's really the only real difference, I believe, as far as categorization. If you took the methanol restriction off of it, then it would probably fit into limited. So 3 cars that are pretty similar right there. Then Gary Bell and the Chevelle, I would say 4 cars. And then you got, 2 unlimited, 2 limited, tailgate with Adam Hodson, 2 tiny tires with Aaron Slayton in the Taco Time, and then Miles Jacob in the El Camino, and then a stick shift car with CJ Roberts. Like, what? Like this, we're all over the place here. Like, the pairings don't make any logical sense, but when you put it all together, like, I want to watch that shootout every day of the week.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it was awesome to see it. So again, that's when I turned it on for the live stream, was when you guys were going into round 2, and so I just immediately did not watch round 2 and backed up to round 1. So it was pretty cool to watch that. I wish I had been there in person. Believe me.
I want to do like the real announcer thing and have the ladder sheet when we do this next year be much more better prepared, because I want to be able to write down, so when we revisit this in a year, I can sit here and tell the times and how it was won and mark. I wish.
I did all that, but it's all in the car.
Like,
sorry.
And here's the other thing. I only have half the time to talk about the passes. All these other guys that are announcing quarter-mile races, like, that's easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I got plenty 5 seconds or less to tell you what these guys are doing.
Yeah, and generally what was interesting was you would hear burnouts as the guys are, like, just making the end of the track. So I'm like, shit, like, I want to see burnouts, but dude, I want to watch them go. I mean, they were on point at Shady Side. Yeah,
they can roll through. I do like that, like you said, that I know. So is there any other ones that do a heads up shootout? I know that Drag Week does a stick shift one.
Yep. And then Rocky Mountain Race Week does a full, like, top 8, the next 16, the next 16, and then a bracket for everybody else.
That's the granddaddy that's on one of my bucket lists.
Dude, you got to go.
Everybody that's going to do a drive, you got to do the original.
Yeah,
obviously. If you're going to do one, it's the Godfather Mall Drag Week was the first, and if you want to be about this life, then I think you need to study and go to college, and that's the one.
Yeah,
but Rocky Mountain Race Week, that's a trek for me from the East Coast here, but that's on the agenda one day to get out there for that one. That's one I want to be prepared for, because my understanding is that's the Mac Daddy of them all.
I would say it's probably the toughest, in my opinion, not just because of the mileage. The mileage is tough. You know, more than 1,000 miles is nothing to them. 1,400 miles is not uncommon. But the heat you run into and the time that you're in the car truly tests. Like, one of the drives is 420 miles.
Yeah.
So and that's not one day. You have a full drive day, so you can do 200 and something if you wanted to. But you start thinking about the consistent time of your fuel pumping for 300 miles in a day. Like, there's no downtime for 2 hours while you get the car switched over and wait for the lanes to open.
My thing is,
just pour fuel in and go.
I think about the desolation. Like, I don't know what the route is, like the span
between middle of nowhere,
one gas station to the next one, and it's like, okay, I can get an alternator at the closest parts store, but it's 3 hours back that way, or you know what I mean? That's the stuff that terrifies me about doing that. So, like, I feel like if I'm going to do one, I feel like it's such a monumental task just to get there, that if I'm going to do it, I got to go all in. Like, I don't want to go dip. I'm not going to take the easy route. Like, let's just take the 12-second reliable cars.
You got to go out and show out,
Yeah, I want to go suffer. The easiest thing I've discovered this year is just easier just to jump in the passenger seat. It's almost as much fun. You get to experience everything except the drive down the track, and I'm okay with that.
I love co-piloting. Speaking of co-piloting, Marty Kilroy in the 29 Ford Roadster. I don't know if you've seen him at Sick Week. He hit me up wanting me to do Sick Michigan Miles as this co-pilot, and I'm like, man, that would be pretty fun. Anyways, so topic
sidecar.
Oh, dude! He sent me a photo. He said, and he blacked out the person's face. And he said, "This could be you." And like, they're literally like it's not touching shoulder to shoulder. They are against each other in the car. So yeah, it's tight. I don't know. I may have to just for fun. Speaking of fuel, big shout out to DeechWorks and all their help for us for 2026. 10% discount code DDR10. Move through all that stuff. Love them. Thank you for them. If you're shopping for fuel system, they are your go-to. They're the official fuel system of Drag Drive Repeat. Let's move on. Let's do some Performer built transmissions and learn a little more about Ry. I think this is going to be a fun segment here. So, Eric, lead us in. Right.
Performa Built is the official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat. At Performa Built Transmissions, the goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. Performa Built doesn't just rebuild transmissions, they systematically re-engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That is why they say their transmissions are not just built, they are Performa Built. And you guys know Performa Built is the record-holding 4L60 Camaro with what, 780?
Mm-hmm.
I may need to talk to them.
Right? Like
I have a box of neutrals waiting to happen.
Well, and him and I were on the phone or messaging back and forth this week, and we were talking about just because I've got a 4L80 in the old truck, and if I punch it from a stoplight, and it's got a turbo and all that kind of stuff, and a good converter and all that, but if I punch it from a stoplight, it's just
yeah, dude.
I'm like, come on.
I had a turbo Z71. I took the 4L60 out and put an 80 in, and I was like, oh man, this truck sucks now. Like,
and I'm like, damn, man.
First gear, man.
Him and I've been talking about maybe going to a 60 in that truck just for that, because that's all it was ever built for was burnout. So like, it's great in second gear. It will annihilate tires and all that kind of stuff. But I want to do it when I leave the line and just kill shit. So anyway, we've been talking about all that. So here's my question. When you think back, and you kind of told us this a little bit, so for the folks coming in, Ry gave us a little bit of intro in the beginning. We talked about the winners of the class in another segment. Then we talked about stories from the event. Now we're going to talk about you, right? So I always have the question: 11-year-old Ry, was he a car guy? Like, have you always been a car guy? Like, where did this come from?
Yeah, dude. Like, okay, so it wasn't. I don't really know how I became just so fascinated, like, with just mechanical stuff. Like, I grew up with like single mom, and mom worked 2 jobs, so I was kind of like just left alone for most of the time. As long as I got my schoolwork done, I just kind of like did my own thing. But I was very much the kid that was like taking stuff apart, not knowing how to put it back together. I traded my first Nintendo for a Tamiya Blackfoot RC car. That was my first hobby grade RC car. Like, as a kid, I subscribed to RC Car Action magazine. That's what I wanted every year for my birthday. And then got into RC cars because I knew the ones at Walmart and Toys R Us, like, those aren't the real, those ones suck. This is, you can see there are a few of them back there. And I'm unfortunately at the age now where I can afford to buy everything that I wanted as a kid, and I'm doing it. Like, it's bad. But that really started the pathway. And I can pinpoint when it switched from toys and bikes to like, oh, motorsports is cool. Like, when I was, and it's funny you say 11 years old, because I think I was probably, I was, because my youngest daughter's going into middle school, so she's roughly around the same age. My mom and I were moving to Dallas, Texas from northern Indiana. We live just south of South Bend in a town called Plymouth, like not far from where Whistling Diesel is originally from. So like when I'm like, I know where all that stuff is. Anyway, it's weird to like watch the like biggest automotive YouTuber on the planet and be like, that guy is from where I'm from. So she was prepping for this road trip, and we just went into like an AutoZone. I think she was like getting wipers or windshield washer fluid or something. And I'm just the annoying kid. I would beeline straight from the magazine rack every time. And this is when the parts store still had one. And I remember I saw this truck magazine. It was Off-Road magazine. And the truck that was on it was a square body Chevy. And just something about it. It had super swamper boggers. It was black. I wish I could find the cover of it. I think it was Off-Road. But it was a black square body Chevy step side. Like lightning bolts on the side. It just looked sick. And I remember I'm like, Mom, can I get this? And she bought it. And on that road trip, dude, I read that thing cover to cover 20 times. Know nothing about it. Like, obviously as a kid, I was obsessed with Gravedigger and monster trucks, but now I'm like into the technical stuff. And then, yeah, dude, that just turned into like, I'm asking my mom questions about like, how does this work? How's this work? And she's telling me the best it can. And then my stepdad, he told me what he could. And then I remember the day I go, hey, what's a locking differential? And he couldn't answer it. I'm like, whoa, like I just stumped the dude. This is the smartest car guy I know.
Yeah.
And he can't tell me. So then that was like, now I'm, you know what I mean? It just, the hunger for
now
knowledge.
I've got to find out. Yeah.
That hunger for knowledge just became so intense. And I do kind of ponder, like, so like when I joined the Marine Corps, my initial enlistment was 5 years, and then came up on the September 11th happened, and I'm like, whoa, like it all changed. The reason for serving completely changed after almost less than a year of me being in the Marine Corps. I'm like, whoa, that whole uphold and defend is real now? Like, so, and then I'm not gonna lie, the money became really, really good too. So that kind of funded the racing career. But I often ponder and look back and go, like, was my creativity or my interest in learning kind of stifled a little bit by going the military route because everything is so structured? It's like, you don't need to know that, you just need to know what you need to know, and that's and do your slice of the pie. And that's very much, so I think I kind of go back and forth. I don't have any regrets, but I often wonder what could have been as I look back at like my peer group and what some of them have accomplished in the racing world. But I don't think 11-year-old Ry is looking at 44-year-old Ry going like, this dude is, I think, dude, he'd look at me right now and be like, yo, this is sick. Like,
yeah. That's what I try and ask myself all the time. Same story. Like I've always been magazines, cars, car show, whatever could get me to cars again. That's what I did. Yeah. So pretty awesome, man. That's always one of my favorite questions to ask someone is like, have you always been? Because there's a lot of folks that haven't always been. You know, cars were cool, but they weren't what we do with them now. You know,
like I was a big magazine kid. I get like, you can barely see them back here. All of the sick mags are stacked back here, and I'm not gonna. I'll admit, I roll through. I look for pictures. I read the captions on the people that I know. But we already know what happened. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
We were either there or we watched the live feed. And with the RC car stuff is like something I just, I don't know, I love it. I don't race them or anything like that. I just enjoy, like, if I want to go jump my house with one of those things, I'm going to do it. Like, when I want to get the destructive, I don't have Whistling Diesel budget, but I can do it with these. So that's what I do. I forgot where I was going with that, but... Yeah.
I think we were going to talk about the history of Clapped Out YouTube channel. Speaking of Whistling Diesel and all the YouTube celebrity he has, dude, where does all that come from?
So I started a YouTube channel out in San Diego called Bull City Speed. Bull City, I'm from Durham, North Carolina. It's the Bull City. Have you ever seen the movie Bull Durham with Kevin Costner?
Oh, yeah.
Classic movie. That's my hometown.
Nice.
Durham Bulls. So Bull City Speed, even though I wasn't residing there, it became the name of, I wanted that name because if I get out of the Marine Corps or whatever I want to do, like that'll be the name of the shop or whatever, whatever I'm going to do in the automotive space, that's going to have I want that to be the brand or whatever. So I started kind of just doing what everybody does, is just document this stuff is all cool, right? We thought it was cool when we were kids. We read about it. We watch what everybody else is doing. And what got me was one of my kids was watching somebody play. They're watching some gamer. I'm like, you don't have to watch them do the thing. You can just pick up the controller and do the thing. And she's like, she turns to me, she's like, you watch car YouTube all the time. And I'm like, God,
you know what?
Asshole,
damn it.
You're right. I didn't just call my kid an asshole. Sorry. So, and that's kind of what, like, dude, you can edit. The excuse is gone. Like, you can edit on this thing. You can film on this thing. Like, what you can do, and this is in 2015. So I just started documenting, putting out there what I was already doing. And it got a little bit of traction, and it got the attention of Logan Tarrant. At the time, Logan was the media and marketing director at Brian Tooley Racing. And I was just kind of trudging along, just doing what you do, just be consistent, which is everything that we're not now. And I think we hit like 1,000 on Facebook, and I say we, it was just me, but I was just like, here's the tech tip, tinkering out in the garage. And I think my car, I documented it all the way up to the point where like the car went into the 8s at Streetcar Takeover. Like I started doing the drag and drive stuff. And really when I moved to North Carolina, it really started to take off because racing became 10 times easier here. And Logan reached out and he said, hey, I watched one of your videos and I'm interested in working with you. And I'm thinking like, oh, this is just like, hey, here's a 10% off coupon code to put on your next video. Thanks. And I was like, that's cool. I appreciate it. I hit him like, I'm so small, I don't even know how to return on your investment. I don't really think I can offer you much. And he came back at me like, listen, just what's your email? Let me send you something. And he sends me this laundry list of parts. It was a full cam kit and everything. At the time I was building the Turbo Z71. I'm going to date myself here. Do you remember the early days of 1320 video? You remember the Parrish, the truck, the blue Z71? I love that truck. So I built a replica. I built my own. I bought a 2000.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it was just like rusty and crappy. But it had like the Firestone all-terrains on it, and I put a 75 millimeter turbo and a BTR cam in it because my best friend Logan signed me to BTR and sponsored me on the spot. So I was like, dude, this beautiful relationship blossomed from there. And I called Logan. We started talking back and forth, and I called him one day, or before we kind of like signed on dotted line on doing this whole deal. It's funny how like we have a mutual dislike for a certain person. And I said, hey, listen, I know you guys at the time were kind of doing some stuff with this guy. I can't stand this dude. And if that's going to be a problem, well, then this isn't going to work. And he's like, I hate him too. And I was like, dude, we just become best friends. And like,
and who was
honestly,
that?
at that point, we did. We literally did.
That you hated? I said, who was the guy you hated? Yeah.
And this is back in like 2018. And now, I mean, fast forward to today, like Logan's he's like my brother. We fight, like I can't get rid of him. He's become my best friend. And like literally, like the kid is my best friend. That's cool. And it turned into, he had started Clapped Out in 2015 as kind of like a blog or something. I'm not even sure what he was doing with it. He just like was going to the track and selling shirts, taking pictures. And it was kind of like a cool, I mean, if you've seen our stuff, there's no rhyme, reason, or structure to it. And sometimes we're just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. And sometimes some off the wall stuff sticks and we're like, whoa, that got a little bit of a ripple, you know? And it's gotten, Logan works in the automotive industry all day, every day. He's no longer with Brian Tooley Racing. Now he is the manager of a shop in Louisville, Kentucky called Dynasty. And again, everything he touches, he's fantastic at his job and what he does. And he pulled me away from Bull City Speed with the like, hey, 2 people can put out videos way more often than just one. And I watched his video. He started putting out videos on Clapped Out, and I watched one, and I mean this as a compliment, and he'll take it as one when I say it. Like, he's the automotive Chris Farley, right? Like, I watched his video and I was like, oh shit, like this kid's funny. Yeah. And we doing this wrong. In my brain immediately, I'm just like, I see a future. I see something. And honestly, this is in 2018, 19, and here it is almost 2026. I still don't know what that's going to turn into, but it's obviously turning into something because we're standing here talking to each other, and I'm announcing at Southeast Street-N-Yeet. And I'll put this out there in the whole ether. Like, I owe it all to Logan for reaching out to me and going like, hey dude, I like what you do. Like, and he kind of like stuck out the hand and pulled me in. The small YouTuber community. I mean, that's how Eric and I met, was trying to, go to that next level with stuff. I mean, it's great. That small YouTuber stuff is awesome. It was the first person that gave me any real validation that what I was doing didn't suck. That wasn't like, they didn't have to say that to me. Like, you know what I mean? My friends and my family, like, their view of what I do is slightly skewed. Like, you know what I mean? This is a dude I'd never met from anybody that goes like, hey, this is kind of cool. And like, if you hear us talk to each other, you would think that we absolutely hate it. We're extremely mortal enemies. But again, I fight with him like he's a brother that I can't get rid of. But he's become my best friend over these years, and that's Clapped Out. It's just 2 dudes just having fun. We've gone through like a million different, like, this is the rebrand, this is what we're gonna do this year, and it falls apart in a couple of weeks. We're like, yeah, it's just a lot more fun. Like, when we're excited about something or we've got some motivation, I'll put a video up that makes sense.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't. I wish I did more, but yeah, it's kind of just something it's been my life preserver for relevancy in the automotive space.
What a horrible way to say that. No, dude, you're awesome. The cool thing is, I think when you are documenting what you're doing, like I always said that when I get older and my kids have kids, I'll be able to say, hey, Pawpaw did some shit and here it is.
Yeah,
like
man.
you can watch it right here, and it's not jumping Coke cans.
Yeah, this year has been a mind blower of a year for me, like in automotive, like from that perspective alone, just the automotive side, and then also like we travel a bunch this year as a family. We had a ton of fun, and I believe we talked about this, or I don't know if you've watched the Drag Week video that I put up, because I'm like, well, Finnegan's doing a movie. I can't just tell that story because I'll never top that. So literally just put together, it kind of like blended this, because we went to New York City, and then I went straight from a 5-day trip in Manhattan in New York City, right into Drag Week with a car that keeps trying to flip over like he's doing skate tricks. So like my whole perspective on like how Drag Week went, like, dude, since September, my life has been like full throttle. It's been crazy these last 3 months trying to round this out this year, but I forgot where we're going with that again.
I think we were just telling the story of being able to document it. The video you put out was awesome. Being able to tell the story of being on vacation, then going to Drag Week and the story that followed with all that, and then your perspective of that, because like
just having fun.
When you record, this is the remote to my AC out here, but like when you record, we're getting this. You know what I mean? Like hey, mini split. We're getting that right. When we see Mike and you guys in those videos, it is a production. Like, I mean, it's supposed to be honest, but it is a production. It's two dudes that are awesome recording what is going on, around there. And so I love it. I love to see your side of it too, from, and then watch his stuff too. So it's cool to side by side.
You hit the nail on the head when you said it, because I've said the same thing about that Drag Week video and it's kind of almost changed my perspective. And I don't know if it's gonna be something I don't think it'll kill the channel, but like I'm gonna show what I'm having. Like it almost became like a family vacation video. When my kids look at this, when I'm gone, they're gonna like, man, Dad had a lot of fun. Yeah. That's what I want. And they're going to be able to do that. Like if they just look at this year has been a highlight reel of fun. So this would really be a pretty good one for them. But man, that's
I wish we were doing YouTube. My dad and I did 2012 Power Tour part of it, and then my brother and my dad and I did 3 legs of Power Tour in 2013. I'm like, man, I wish I had been recording some of that stuff to have that now.
We've I think the frustration with it, and I've talked to a bunch of people about this, the mindset of the approach. It's so scary to do YouTube because if you're putting all your eggs in that basket, you're getting paid off an algorithm you don't know anything about. You know what I mean? You don't know how much do you make an hour? Yeah, I don't know.
Don't do the math on that YouTube money.
And they can pull the rug out from underneath you in an instant. So obviously the guys that do this full time, they don't rely on that, obviously.
Yeah.
I think Freiberger said something about the difference between roadkill and then what he does now is that before the money was coming from basically one place, now it's coming from all over the place. So you approach that YouTube with a systematic approach and you treat it like a business, or do you use it like kind of like what we're doing? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like kicking a can to figure out what I want to do. Do I want to keep wiring cars for other people and have no time for my own projects? Or do I want to, like this all started taking on other people's projects because it gets a little bit redundant of working on my own stuff. And then I'm like, oh wait, I am obligated to allot my time to working on this car, not fucking around and making videos about it.
Yeah.
So now I don't even make videos on anything. Like it's this vicious cycle. It's like
We've hired a big shout out to Brian, our video editor, because for a long time, like Eric has a full-time job, so a lot of times I'm writing most of the show, doing most of the back end stuff for this that we're coming up on, and so I wanted to do more, and there was no way we could fit that in our lives, right?
Yeah.
So Brian, big shout out to him. He's been a game changer on this side, but it's easy because he's editing this. If he had to edit 20 hours of footage from Drag Week, dude, you can't afford him.
Watching Chris Reed. Chris is the who produced the film for Finnegan. For those of you who don't know, I rode shotgun with Mike Finnegan on Drag Week this year in the back seat and sometimes front seat of Blasphemi.
One of my favorite photos.
He asked, so the way I met Finnegan in 2018 on Drag Week. Literally, guy somehow ended up in lanes behind him at ZMAX, and then like ended up on the return road, gathering up his parachute, and I just stuck a camera in his face. I'm like, hey man, and this is when I was doing Bull City Speed stuff. I'm like, and I was documenting the Drag Week episode. I'm like, hey man, he went like a 9000 or something like that, but it was a new vest. And he came up, gave me an interview, and just super classy, awesome dude, and went on about the rest of the week. And I think I sat on one more time, like on Drag Week, just like high-fived him. And then ran into him at PRI where he was like staying at the same hotel, and then he was like trying to figure it out. It was him, Cotton, and Newbern before Cotton and Newbern had the show.
Oh man!
And Logan and I were downstairs in the lobby, and we run into him. And this is let me preface all of this by saying that I was a Mike Finnegan fan before I was a friend, right? Like, I watch Roadkill. I'm like, that's a dude who knows how to have fun with cars, and I'm into it, whatever. So a little fanboy instant when I walk up and see him at the hotel, he looks up, he's like, oh, hey, Ryan. I'm like, yes. Like,
that dude knows my name. Yeah.
And then, anyway, so ran into him throughout various events, like mostly drag and drive stuff, and we just chop it up and we'd run into each other. And he had done some stuff with Biggin, Eric Yost, and Eric and I have become close friends over the years. And I just told Mike one day, I'm like, hey dude, if I'm in North Carolina, like if you come around, like hit me up, let me know, I'll come hang out. And last year he hit me up. He's like, hey, I'm coming to North Carolina, I need some help filming. And he was bringing Death Metal, the Charger, with the 2J in it. And out in the back, and after the shutdown in Mooresville, they cut a dirt, like a rallycross track out there. And it was me, Mike Finnegan, Joe Cole, Eric Yost, and Jay Marr, formerly of Real Street, now RS Garage. And Biggin gets in this thing, and he does like one lap, and he's shredding. It's making all the 2J noises. It's sideways, throwing dirt everywhere. It looks like cut tape from Dukes of Hazzard. It's awesome. Yes. And I'm like, dude, this car is not making it past lunch. And then at the end of the day, dude, we're standing there covered head to toe in Carolina red clay. Like, there is a cloud of dust over the industrial complex next to the track. We're sunburnt, dehydrated, and the car's still running. Like, we spent the whole day flogging this thing.
That's awesome.
And I even said it in the video that they filmed of it. And I was like, dude, I am not good at driving that car, like turning left and right. I'm mediocre at best at drag racing, and drag racing sucks compared to how much fun we just had doing that. Like, to go back to 11-year-old Ry, I felt like I was 11-year-old Ry. I was in the woods with my boys and my bike and just building ramps all day. Oh, like, dude, if I had Kool-Aid stains and dirt in the corner of my mouth and like just Cheetos stuck in my teeth, it would have been perfect summer. It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
That started my frantic search for my own retired race car to turn into like just a Hoon mobile. So I ended up buying I have a project car that I'm working on for that to go race Finnegan wheel to wheel again at a location to be determined, because we need a little bit more space to really.
Nice. Is that the like modified looking car? What kind of car is
Yeah,
that?
it looks like it kind of looks like a late model, like a dirt modified. And if you look at it without the body on it, it's actually an IMSA or SCCA GT1. It was originally a third generation Camaro body. It's
sweet.
What do they call it? They call it a silhouette car. Are you familiar with the YouTube channel Big Time?
No.
Okay. There's some dudes, they were forming a donut. They have one with a body on it. It's a Trans Am car. It's a road race car.
Oh, gotcha.
So
okay.
NASCAR that turns left and right, basically.
Yeah.
But it's from like the best era when tobacco sponsorships were still in full swing. You know what I mean? Like, so this thing looked like a third gen Camaro, and I bought it because it had no body, no motor. Everything else was there. But I bought it because there's a lot of car and very little money.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing guy was restoring it. It's all powder coated. It's gonna be a shame to do what I'm gonna do to it, but I mean, it doesn't have any racing pedigree or like historical value in that regard. Like it was just like a fun time track toy. And when you look at the bottom side of it, some of the welds are kind of boogered. So it's probably the best life it's going to live. I can't find the appropriate race car body without paying an arm and a leg for it. So I'm putting a 78 Pontiac Firebird body on it. And then that right there is a Hellcat blower that's going on it. And then it has a face-plated T56 from Tick, these guys.
Nice.
And that is a custom triple disc monster clutch that's going to go into things. So the whole idea is I want to be able to drive this thing like it's a four-wheeler. Like I want to be able to hang it on the limiter for, I don't know, like I want to be able, like if you gave your kid a dirt bike at age 10 and a can of gas and walk away and just trust that it's going to be running at the end of the day. That's my goal with the car. So it's not going to set the world on fire. But that's the plan with that, and that's all Mike Finnegan's fault. But yeah, that's the long story about how the friendship blossomed into now it's turned into me riding shotgun with it. But you know,
and now you're building a car to come to hoot around with
his head off, on a race that doesn't even exist. But he, you know, I've just like Blasphemi. We watched that car for years and years and years, and I was watching a video on his channel of him testing at Mooresville. And I'm like screaming at my phone about like they're having electrical issues. I'm like, no, that's not what you're like. I could see the issue, and I just called him. I reached out, or no, he'd done drag week last year, and they had more issues. Like, it was just the curse of drag week on that car, and I knew a lot of the issues he was having were from electrical problems. And I'd hit him up and I said, hey man, if you want somebody to like help you revamp that car, I'd love to take a crack at it. I'm willing to lend a hand. And to my surprise, he hit me back and he's like, hey, what are you doing January 1st? I was like, well, I'm celebrating New Year's, but I guess I'm now driving to Georgia. So we spent all of January basically rewiring the entire car down there and get him ready for sick week. And then other than forgetting how long aluminum rods are good for and the wheelie issues on drag week, like that car's been on a tear this year. It's been the most Blasphemi. If this might be Blasphemi's final form, but this is the best version of Blasphemi it's ever been. Like he's put laps after lap after lap, miles on that car this year. We tore up a lot of shit in the process, but I mean, that's things to be able to ride in that car is.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I drove on that, like, he sent up to Peter Harrell's, the dyno at Harrell Engine and Dyno in Mooresville. And he called me, he's like, hey, I can't be there. Can you just kind of shepherd the car through the dyno process? And this is a true story. I was voted most likely to drive a monster truck in high school. And I was like, I'd probably never get to drive a monster truck, but I imagine this is pretty close to what it's
This is pretty close.
It's rowdy. It's so cool.
Dude, and the flames in that video...
just
that, man. And the way you guys were moving the O2 sensors, like different holes, great video. It was
super fun. Super fun thing to be a part of with that. Like, and to hang out and learn from Peter Harrell, obviously, is like that in itself is like that's rad. But
I mean, he has magic fingers. We know that.
To watch Pete get excited because like he was kind of like, oh, this is cool. Like watch him be surprised at the data. When you get to learn from someone who is also excited about learning, it makes it way more fun. So that video was it's just fun. Again, it goes back to like if there's racing and there's cars there and it's cool, like I'll jump in the car and go dyno Blasphemi for a day. So when you ask the question, what do? I don't know. I dynoed that last week. Then the next week I was in Manhattan on vacation. Then the next week I was in drag week, and then the next week I'm announcing Southeast Street-N-Yeet, and then maybe I'll do a video on YouTube. I don't know.
That's freaking awesome. All right, well, let's wind this thing down. We said we were going to keep you here for 90 minutes. You've given us way more time. We've been on here more than 2 hours, bro.
Holy crap!
You're awesome.
Okay,
I love it. Who'd have thought Ry Klemp could have talked this much?
Right. I was wondering why I got quiet inside my house.
Yeah, everybody's asleep. So actually, I didn't remember I had this photo in here. So this is the car on the left that we were just talking about.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, this thing looks crazy, dude.
So some stats on it: 79 inches wide. Front tires, they're 310 millimeters. It's a 310 tire. 310 in the front, 340 on the back. I think it's 13.5-inch wide tire on the back.
Jeez.
It's got a quick change rear end in it, like trailing arm 4-link, Watts link in the back. The issues that I've been having with it are trying to fit the engine transmission. A T56 is substantially bigger than what came in that thing. It would have been like an old T10 style, like traditional small block Chevy where the transmission bolts in with 4 bolts, right? So T56 is a bit of a much girthier transmission. And then I decided to add in a deeper challenge of trying to put a passenger seat in that.
Yeah.
The exhaust normally would do all the way off to the right-hand side, and the passenger side is dramatically narrowed. So the guy that was restoring it did a fantastic job. Like when you're looking at that picture, there is not a drop of paint on that car. That's all powder coat. And the guy, he took every rivet out of it and then put it all back in there with 10 32nd Allen head bolts. So every panel comes out like nothing. It's really, really nice. And if I told you what I paid for that, you'd probably throw up how cheap it was. I stole this thing.
That's what's awesome about those cars. Sadly, they're just not worth much because, like, once they're out of the class life, it's what do you do with it? You know?
Yeah. But I just look at it and I go, I don't know how to turn left or right. Like, I mean, obviously, like my extent of road racing is I've ridden passenger on a couple like track days with some people and be like, this is fun. I'm gonna get into this, and then I never do.
Yeah.
And and then maybe going to ride go-karts. Like it's an automotive discipline that I am not good at all, and I really want to learn. And I kind of want to build this to do. Obviously, it'll do road race stuff. My vision of this is like this is a fast forward button to being able to jump in a car and do some rowdy, gnarly stuff and feel safe doing it. Like if I want to go 60 miles an hour and grab the handbrake and just throw this thing sideways, sure, why not? You know, like what's going to happen? Obviously, in an open space, but like the C10 in the back, I'm not going to go do that because I'm going to end up upside down. Like that's really expensive. So this just literally turned into something for me to just learn new stuff. And I got a lot of ideas of what I'm thinking about. Like I want to build like this crazy Swiss Army knife. This is long term where I mean, it looks like a dune buggy, right? What if we put paddles on it? I love going to Glamis. I haven't been out to San Diego. I haven't been out to Glamis in the sand dunes in 8 years. I would love to go back.
Yeah.
And
how cool would it be with this with big paddles on it? Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Which sounds silly when you say it out loud because you're like, dude, it's a road race car with 3 inches of ground clearance. But the whole bottom of that car is flat.
Yeah.
So like if it's just dragging across sand, I mean, I had a razor out there. Like that's all you do is just belly flop it on everything. So I don't know. It's a long term. Like I have big dreams and big hopes, but I have a whole lot of parts that are waiting to go on that thing, and I'll be getting on that. That's the next iron in the fire for me is jumping on that project and get something rolling.
Sweet.
Because my kid's gonna want her C10 back.
And not yet. Dad needs fun. Bro, let's talk BMX stuff, man.
Oh yeah. So I was majoring into BMX, like riding as a kid. Not saying I was any good. I was the kid that like I only had Walmart bikes, and my mom, like I said, single mom, like she'd get mad when I would break my bike. I had a Walmart, like just cheap ones. So she's like, I'm not going to get you a good bike because you don't take care of the ones I got. So now that I'm of the age where I can buy whatever I want, I'm buying all the vintage bikes. So I have a few. That was one that I actually built for a friend of mine. He has a charity called Vans for Tristan. His son passed away unexpectedly at a very young age. And they have his son's name is Tristan, and they do a collection where they collect shoes and they give them to kids that need them, basically, in our community here. And they do massive events every year here locally, and they collect a bunch of shoes. So I built this BMX bike to give away as a raffle.
Sweet.
I built a few of them. So this was, I believe it was a 98 dyno VFR, but I was a kid, like I would go into the bike shop and just drool over GT Performers, Redline, Haro. So now I got like my knock around bike behind me, and then I got a couple wall hangers in the back. But this is just again, same thing with RC cars, is just scratching the itch. But they're I don't do anything crazy on it. I'm 6'5", 200 pounds. Like, I'm too big to be I'll probably try to snap that bike in half if I try to bunny hop it.
Well, so here's the thing. Next time you see Andy Starr at Drag Week with the 55 stick shift big block car,
Yeah.
go where he has a super cool vintage dyno on the back, and he's like, the only reason it's on is because somebody gave it to me, and that's what I use to ride around in the pits with. I'm like, dude, this is a cool bike, you know?
Yeah, I think Matt Moore, they had one, and I was like, dude, this is a cool bike. And I think he just kind of like, I don't know if he heard me or just like, oh, that old thing. I'm like, that's an awesome pit. Like, all in the days that everybody's buying a Razor scooter, like, yeah, I have like literally have one. It's hanging on the wall over there. I have a GT Performer that I powder coated. It's all orange. I powder coated it to match my race car. Every nut and bolt on it is titanium because I just sat there and found all the titanium equivalent on Amazon for no reason at all. But it's just, now it just hangs on the wall. My wife is like, why don't you sell one of those? I'm like, hell no.
Hey, you're not hoarding it if it's cool stuff. You're a collector.
Oh, I'm definitely hoarding.
ND47 here says, why don't you answer Logan's call?
It's
probably because he called a
voicemail.
few minutes ago. Oh,
The best
That's
voicemail. So if
awesome.
you watch a clapped out video, usually I will end it with voicemails from Logan, and they always deliver. So if you want to just skip right to the end of any one of the videos, usually there's some gold in there.
Nice.
And also, it's just who I am as a person. I am admittedly very, very bad about answering phone calls.
yeah. Text me, please.
Yeah, dude. And can I just say something? The FaceTime right off the bat, like if we're just sitting here right now and my phone has been silent for an hour, and the first thing you do is FaceTime me, 100% chance I'm not answering it. Like, text me, like, hey, you got a second? Can I FaceTime you real quick? Let me put some pants on first, okay? Like,
yeah, I'm not answering that. Yeah, it's all my kids do is FaceTime. They don't know any other kind of call. So, I think we have kids about the same age.
yeah.
All right, what have we forgotten?
I think
we talked about.
I think we've literally covered it all.
That's awesome. Well, cool. Well, hey, do me a favor. Stay backstage.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you for just a second. We got to close the show down, but I just want to say thanks in front of everybody here. Thank you for coming on tonight. Thank you for telling the stories you did, man. It's pretty cool. I love having announcers on here because, again, like you said, when you text me, like, hey, do you need to talk to the guy that saw every pass go down the track?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We do. We actually do. That's a great idea.
No, I appreciate the opportunity to come on here and talk about it. Like I said, I think I was one of two people, Corey being the other one, who actually saw 100% of the cars go down the track, and had the best perspective to tell at least the on-track situation. And I'm thanks to Laura and Devin for letting me even be a small part of this whole thing. Like, it was literally they weren't looking for an announcer. It was just, and I wasn't looking to be an announcer. And now here I am, like, having this opportunity has been great. And the opportunity to come on here and promote this, because I truly believe that Southeast Street-N-Yeet is going to continue to grow, and this event is going to become, like, I want to make this better in every way possible, so this thing is around for a long time to come. And
yeah, it's funny seeing
where to plant my flag on this automotive hill.
Right. Well, it's funny to see Devin. Like, this year's been the only year I think we haven't seen I don't think we're doing it again next year. Post.
Oh, you just, yeah. No, there was a lot.
I just didn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was day one. They weren't doing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But no,
it truly is one of my.
They're stuck with it now.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's one of my favorite events. I came out in 23. My plans to come back in 26. And go out there. It truly is just a blast. I love the 8th mile stuff, and the guys out there that do that are very, very fast. So I won't get into 8th mile versus quarter mile stuff because we don't have the next 2 hours to talk here. Stay backstage. Let us shut this show down, and we'll be right back.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. You.
All right. Sorry. Let me put this up here again. Thanks to Ryan at Performer Built. Y'all, we've got big stuff coming from them as well. If you're not following Perform Built, you need to. They made a post the other day. They're helping a local like community college or tech school with, like, the kids are actually learning from Ryan's YouTube channel how to rebuild GM performance transmissions. It's really, really cool, all the stuff he's got going on. And the next level of 4L60 stuff is about to happen. As soon as he gets it, he's on the verge of a breakthrough, and as soon as he gets that done, we're going to have him on to talk about all of that stuff. So again, Performer built transmissions for all of your transmission needs. The official transmission builder of Drag Driver Pete here for any of your GM stuff: 400s, 4L60s, 4L80s. I mean, if this dude can put a Camaro, full-bodied Camaro into the sevens, like 780s with a 4L60, and Sheila's Dream wagon here runs into the 10s with a 4L60. This car's 5,200 plus pounds out there making 10-second rips.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy with a 4L60 in it. All right, sir, send us out, man.
All right. Appreciate everybody hanging in with us for almost 3 hours tonight. Lots of good conversation, lots of comments. Appreciate each and every one of you guys in here. And again, as we roll into Black Friday, if you are shopping, again, please check out these companies that support us. They've got discount. We've got discount codes. We've got affiliate links. If you need a contact, reach out to us. But again, if you're going to shop Black Friday and there's something you need, please check out these companies: Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO Racing Products, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk. And I hope all of you guys watching have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we will see you guys on our next episode.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll do one Saturday, but maybe Sunday, or maybe we just skip till next week. We don't know yet. We'll find out. We'll see you soon, guys. Later.